Well, not yet. You don't, but yes.
What?
Yeah, I have to have a rant about Teespring.
I look forward to it.
I do not understand what their business is at this stage.
Teespring, the T-shirt thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just going live, then you can start ranting.
yes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello.
Stardew
Hi.
Valley.
Hi.
Me, Colonel, and Addaway. Addaway has a rant to kick us off.
I mean, I'm gonna go live.
He needs to go live first. You can't. What is this?
Oh yeah,
Proper,
hello.
proper
I'm on
ranting.
webcam today, so you can all see
etiquette.
my.
Going
Chopsticks.
live with the Monday night podcast feat Stardew Valley.
Heck yeah.
That's the new name for it.
Where you guys don't pet the cat. That's just you are.
We don't pet the cat because we are farmers. We're not
Fingers
goddamn millennials.
Single girlfriend.
Well, I'll have you know that all the farmers that I personally know are all millennials. Because the old
that
ones.
might be true for me as well.
Because the old
No,
ones.
I know farmers who are old.
I knew them. They passed away since then. So
Addaway. God.
What?
Addaway knows the eternal people.
Why do I always end up with like 4 different versions of of internet open, all with the same things? I have 4 different Facebooks and like. 4
Oh yeah, yeah, right. It's Facebook, of course.
I stand by what I said last week. By the way, I've still been playing Fallout 76. It's pretty good.
I bet it isn't. I bet you're doing it just to spite us.
Just to spite you, yeah.
Me in particular, yes. That is a better understanding of the things. Okay, who's going mining today?
We have seeds to buy and plant today.
Okay, I'll go and buy them.
Which seeds are we buying?
Let me just check the tables.
It's not. Ooh, you're the table man. Don't let Marvel hear about that, because they will. And it's a Saturday, which means they are working.
It is summer,
Yes.
which means we need
Which means we have this beautiful soundtrack.
melons.
We always need melons.
No, watering cans done
Is
already.
it's not done yet? It's not done yet. You can help if you want. There's still
I
plenty more.
don't have any watering cans. So I can get one.
Yeah, lazy.
Do you? Is anybody upgrading any tools right now?
I believe
Right.
I have something to pick up. Yes.
Because the
I have a
axes,
house
or sorry, the pickaxes are probably what we need to focus on. By the way, Gus has a birthday soon, so
I don't give a
Gus is such a nice fella.
toss.
So, you guys just like make the tools and then give me my one, yeah? Thanks.
I'm buying
Yes, that's-
52.
I didn't want to deal with it.
I have 52 melon seeds.
Ah, I helped.
You bastard.
Are you sure we're gonna have enough?
Water all this area. Water all this area.
Okay,
And then
Alright.
cover it in as much fertilizer as you can get.
if you know what I mean.
Alright. I'll just
So-
open up like, my Twitter feed and just pour it directly in.
12 days. That's 14. That's 12. No, that's 18. Yeah, we don't. So basically, these melons will not be reseedable after this thing, because we're not like we will be able to reseed more melons, or yeah, keep seeding more melons, I suppose.
So you want a pickaxe upgraded next? Oh,
Yeah, probably that. Yeah.
Never mind. Too late.
So
I spent all the money on seeds.
Have you got seeds to plant? I didn't buy seeds. Did I buy seeds?
Oh, is that you, Ken?
sorry, I did buy seeds. Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
thought you
many
wanted
we
to
got?
upgrade a thing.
Oh, but you said I'm sorry.
We needed melons, but then we also need upgrades. It's fine. It's not a big deal at all.
Why hire
Yeah.
this entire area?
Just go fishing. We'll have plenty of money.
Oh yeah, and apparently it is worth buying fertilizer for everything except the most inexpensive crops, and we're only growing the expensive long-term crops, so we should definitely be buying fertilizer. So next time you buy seeds, try and make sure you buy enough fertilizer to match the seeds you buy.
Sounds good. But it's not basic fertilizer that we need, right?
I thought we
Correct.
made fertilizer.
You
Advanced
make the
one.
basic one, but you can buy better stuff, and apparently it is worth buying the better stuff.
Sounds good. Oh, dang it. I didn't do the right thing there.
Willie
is-
will give you some seed. If you want to please Willie, you can buy some seed. What am I doing? Oh yeah, that's right.
Who wouldn't want to please Willy? He would like sardine, by the way, I think.
You like
Free
seeds
Willie.
today.
So... I think... Yeah, you do the watering. Ooh, no, that's good. Are you
I think
sure
I'm
that's...
picking up a new hoe is what I upgraded. You think we should do pickaxe next year?
Yeah, pickaxe, because we're gonna need that for... the mining, because there's gonna be like...
Is that
I've
all-
already.
is that
I
all
think
the
there's
seeds?
already. I think there's already a premium hoe in the one of the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all the seeds? I should say.
That is, no, not all the seeds, no. No, wait, sorry. Yes,
there
it
more
is all the
seeds to
seeds. No, there's no more.
Okay.
There are more seeds, but they're not for us right now. They're not for right now.
No, okay.
Who are they for?
They are for for fall, I think, some of them, and some other for spring.
Spring. Yeah, we bought some for spring.
Right. Okay.
My mistake.
Well, I thought you said they were for Paul then for a second. I was like, who the hell's Paul?
Why is he getting that?
Why is he getting our seeds?
The jerk. Getting all. It's not fair.
So, Addaway, I have to eat. I'm gonna eat my sushi. So now, Teespring, go.
What is Teespring?
Right, so you know what Teespring? Teespring is the website that like all the YouTubers use to sell crappy T-shirts and phone cases.
Phone
Crappy in
cases?
a loving spirit, because I probably eventually will be doing the same thing.
That's not.
Basically, they started off just selling T-shirts back in the day, and now they sell like anything, like anything a YouTuber wants to like make or like sell as merchandise. Teespring will make it and then handle the back end and do all the custom support and everything, and ship it and pack it and stuff. But in exchange for a ridiculous cut of the profit, like a huge amount of the profit.
What is it?
50?
I think
60?
like it's at least 50, probably a little bit more than that.
Huh,
Right.
I thought it would be a base rate, like, makes sense that it would be.
Well, I basically I worked it out like because I'm doing the sums on me doing it myself, like me ordering the paper and me packing it and shipping it. And it's like it works out like it'd be twice as beneficial for me to do that, but obviously it involves creating a website and having a storefront and doing all the nonsense that goes along with that.
Yeah.
Basically, for my history channel, my main channel, I'm basically making these like infographic posters, which I'm intending to like basically sell as both in support of videos and as a sort of standalone product. And it's like, okay, sorry, I've been happily like making these posters on Photoshop, and like I ordered a couple of prints a while back from a place, like, oh yeah, they're A2 size format, 8:1 format, great, let's get them to have a look, brilliant. And then I come to the today to like, okay, I've decided I'm going to do Teespring because I don't want to do it by myself for obvious reasons. Let's go on to Teespring, and it's like, okay, so the two poster formats that Teespring offer, neither of them are actual like A1 or A2 size. They're like in between. So it's like, okay, great, so this is the wrong aspect ratio. So I import my A2 size poster into the like 18-inch by 24-inch thing. It's like, oh, it doesn't fit.
So idiotic.
These massive white bars either side. So I've got to like load it up. I've got to like go into Photoshop,
Need to custom make it.
enormous canvas that I've made, and like bear in mind every single thing on the poster is there, not like merged. It's there individually. I've got to like copy paste like 10,000 items onto this new Photoshop canvas that's the right size. That takes about half an hour to load it on and then resize it all, and then like so I do that. So I've made my massive one, the 24-inch by 36-inch canvas. This is the bigger one, big poster size that Teespring do. Great. It's not quite A1 size, but all right, great. So now I've got all these written out. Is size it down a little bit to fit the smaller version of the Teespring. So they offer two poster sizes, a bigger and a small. Great. Do that. They're in different aspect ratios. Ooh. Their own website, the two sizes they offer are in different aspect ratios. They don't fit. So I had to do it again today to get these two versions of it. And obviously, the problem is that it doesn't fit. But basically, you have to size it really small so it fits horizontally. And then I had to like spread it out, spread the poster out vertically to fit the vertical length.
That's so idiotic.
So now there's just these like a little bit too big gaps. I had to like space it all out. It's so stupid. I don't know what would possess Teespring to decide that was where they were going to do it. Like,
no oversight.
Is it not like the universal standard of what size paper it is? It's like they're not even consistent in their own.
I don't think A4 and A5 is universal. I think it's more just countries that use metric or something.
Well, the UK doesn't.
We don't use metric, really.
Oh, okay.
It's probably not universal, but it's Europe and America. That's close enough.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, I'm just annoyed. And then like I've created my listing because I haven't put these on public sale yet because they still need to be error checked, and then I get prints made so I can check it all. You can see everything that's fine. But I've made that listing, and like they give you like one photo that you can't zoom in on at all, so it's just really small and grainy, and you can't really see what it is. And you can't add a new photo. You can't customize your storefront in any way. It's so terrible. Like, because basically it's going to be that if I decide to do it, I'm going to be basically counting entirely on my own advertising on the YouTube channel to do it. But the one benefit that you get is because it's Teespring. YouTube has a little
allows you
shelf you can have below the video.
Yeah.
To link to your Teespring, and you get like a slightly better cut on that stuff that's sold there. So that's the one good thing about it. So it's like, okay, I'll do that, but I'll do it if I do this, if it's any kind of success in like a year's time, I'll make my own storefront and do it myself.
Like, sounds smart.
Yeah, because once you get to a certain volume.
Yeah, basically, so I'm convinced that either I will do this and like it won't sell any, or I sell like 100 in the first day. People will like this. It'll go one of the two ways. I can guarantee it.
Well, I'll get one for sure. So,
I think they're sick. Like I'm happy because like even if they don't sell, I will buy them and put them on my wall because they're great, and it's really fun to make it.
I'm in the market for a poster recently. What I just entered recently the market, I should say. What kind of posters?
The market for a poster. Well, so basically the one I have made.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all going to be about historical events. All of this stuff on the channel. So the one I've made is about at the end of the First World War, when they did the armistice. The Allies decided that the German fleet, which is this great menace that they've been worried about for the past 20 years, had to be like interned in Britain. So had to like locked, so disarmed and locked up so they couldn't cause any trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the German fleet sailed out of port, and then the entire Allied Grand Fleet came out, and they like ceremonially like escorted them into England in this really sort of like deliberately grandiose way to make a real sort of point about how great Britain was and how bad Germany was.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sort of sat in Scapa Flow for like 9 months, and then eventually the Germans sank all their ships because they didn't want to be parceled up and given out to the other nations.
Oh,
they sat there for 9 months in like a standoff.
No, it wasn't a standoff. They were in prison. They were guarded by British ships.
Oh, like they were intending to imprison the entire like Kriegsmarine as well as the ships. Not the men. The entire fleet was interned in Scapa Flow for about 9 months. It was just locked up. Crews, like how do they sink it if they weren't in bedtime? By the way,
they had skeleton crews on board.
Make a puncture at the bottom of the boat. How do you not know?
Why were there skeleton crews?
Well, to maintain the ships.
Undead crews. I don't like
maintaining the ships. Like
because the ships in legal terms were still Germany's, and they were still intended to be Germany's bargaining chips in peace negotiations.
Okay, I see.
They were just interned because they didn't want them getting any ideas about like having a last stand and going out in a blaze of glory and that kind of thing. And like when they were sailing across the North Sea, like all the British ships were constantly plotting the range and bearing of each German ship. Right. And had like ammunition ready to be loaded into the guns if need be, because they were like half expecting that the Germans would just decide to like go crazy from like 3 miles away and just blow everyone to hell.
Yeah.
So basically, the poster depicts like really accurately where all the ships were, and it gives details on like interesting ships that went on to do interesting things, and it has a little like accurate map of where all the ships were berthed in Scapa Flow, and then like text to tell you what happened and that kind of thing. And it's a companion. It's a companion to a video that will exist. And then basically, my idea is that for like every major video project I do, will have an accompanying poster.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
you should do some about the ones in conjunction with re-releasing your original ones.
Yeah. I need to look at how, because like this has taken like not a long time to do, but I've been doing it bit by bit over about 6 months.
Yeah.
I intend to do one for everything that I release after that. The trouble is, of course, is that I have to, in order to release the video that accompanies a poster, I have to like finish the poster and the video at the same time, because obviously your biggest boost is going to be,
of course,
when you release it.
Yeah.
But right, mine. I'll also, I guess.
Do we need a purple mushroom?
I'm getting an upgraded pickaxe.
Nice.
First, so you may not want to mine until I do that.
do we need a purple mushroom for the things?
And I have decided I don't really like mining, so I'm not going to mine anymore. When you mine, I'm just going to fish.
I'm going to mine.
Money and
Mining is great.
useful to get one person with a really high fishing skill.
I'm going to the mines. Do you have the
I wouldn't go to the well.
Where's
you
the
can if you want.
pickaxe?
You might want to go to the mine. Well, the pickaxe will be ready in 2 days.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I'll go.
If you want. I'm just appraising you of all the information.
Yes. I'm going to the mines because I mean I just feel like it.
Sure.
Ooh, I got an ancient sword. Gunther will be happy about this.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I know it.
Hi.
Oh, Nora. Oh yeah, I should open your chat.
That's the first message in it, so
That's right.
Yeah,
I haven't been any
you're
of
not
mine.
missing anything.
No one
in it.
watches. No one watches Stardew. We're here for the gameplay.
Of course.
I just want to see Nora's messages.
So yeah, so
Wait,
I
what's up? So,
Say it again, Daniel.
I was gonna say the posters that I was looking for. I was thinking more something on the artistic side of things, I guess. In the sense
I
that
thought you were kind of getting the wrong end of the stick.
I was getting the what? Why?
Well, because I did use someone in the business for a poster is not going to necessarily first go to the kind of poster that Addaway is producing.
Well, if he I'll tell you something. If he was doing a poster with all the types of ships that I don't know that went on in World War One or two or something like that, that'd be a cool one. He'd have all the ships in there and with the names and all that. I could go for something like that. Yeah.
I mean, the poster I've made doesn't have like detail about all the ships, but all the ships that were there are individually named and in their correct positions that they held in the event that took place.
I'll check it out.
And then for a select few, there's like, oh, here's an interesting fact about this ship, or like here's a ship that like, for example, 2 ships that were present were HMS Courageous and HMS Glorious, which were there as cruisers, but were then subsequently converted to become aircraft carriers after the war, and then both were sunk in dramatic style in the opening months of the Second World War.
You can convert a cruiser ship into an aircraft carrier?
Yeah, the hull. If you just strip it down to the hull, and basically, during the First World War, the British were after some like more quote unquote capital ships. So basically, they were like, oh, but we can't build any more capital ships because the government's like, no, we need to have like escort ships to fight the U-boats. So Jackie Fisher, who was the first first Lord of the Admiralty, I think, or first Sea Lord at the time, was like, oh yeah, don't worry, we're building some like large light cruisers, don't worry about it. And they were just these like farcically large lightly armored hulls with these ridiculously sized like 12-inch guns on them, like large light cruisers, don't worry about it. And they weren't very good because they had no armor at all, so they were useless in any kind of fleet engagement, and thank God they never had to fight one. But they ended up being really good for aircraft carriers because they were light and really fast. So they stripped them down after the war and converted them into aircraft carriers.
That's a nice. The fact that they're light, that's a nice side effect.
And interesting as well, I found out today, one of the ships that was there that was also an aircraft carrier. It was HMS Vindictive, which I came across, and I realised that I remembered that my great uncle served on board that ship shortly after the conclusion of the First World War, and then he died. And the family story was always that he died in like an accident, like an aircraft crash on deck. And then I basically was like, oh, I can find that, and I went onto there's a really good website that aggregates like naval records. And it turns out he drowned whilst he was like swimming in the sea
while bathing.
Bathing, but it's. They went hands to bathing stations where the ship just like pulls over in the sea and everyone gets out and gets in the sea for a fun time.
Yep.
Oh, great. I'm knackered already at 1:30 from all this watering.
I'm in mines. I'm also pretty tired.
To bed.
Oh, you weren't using a decent watering can.
I have my own basic one. Where's the good one?
You need to charge it. The good watering can. You need to use it as a like you need to hold it.
I need to go to sleep, I think.
You guys need to wait a little bit. You can just stay in the bed.
Fish, it's fine. I'll see a fish.
Okay, let's see if I have any food. I do not have any food. This is a sham.
Give me energy to live, Dorado.
Dorado is a good ship, but good fish. It tastes very
So
nice if it's.
I tried to look up where is the most cost-efficient place to fish, and what I got was a maddeningly complicated infographic worthy of a poster, and it did not answer the question.
I bet it did. You're just not.
It didn't because it didn't give you like a average price of fish that you will catch in that area. It just gave you the individual prices for each fish. Colonel,
Yes.
I'm commissioning you with determining which fish you need me to keep. Oh no, we're gonna do one of each, weren't we?
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Yeah, you're right.
Ooh, otherwise, that would be a terrible thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the public baths to rest a little bit, to regain my energy.
If you want to we can all just go. We can just go to sleep. Like, I mean.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true.
And we're not trying to rush the days, so
We're not. Are we trying or are we not?
we're not.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
We're not.
I mean, technically, it'd be the fastest way to get money is just sleep a bunch, because you just
I don't want
plan.
to just do it like over and over again because I think that would be boring.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think when you're out of energy, it's fine.
I'm now regaining my 270 energy. I didn't know I had that much. And I'm going to the mines again. I shouldn't go to the mines again. So one thing that we might want to start considering... Who has the capability of building the mayonnaise machine?
The mayonnaise machine.
I have it, I think.
I do,
What's
yeah.
a mayonnaise machine?
Oh yeah. So what do you do with those eggs?
You need... Yes, that's what I was going to say. We need to start getting chickens. But the thing is, do you guys all have the backpacks?
Yeah, I have a backpack, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's go first with the copper upgrades for...
No cutting down trees that are tapped.
Yes, absolutely not. Yeah, yeah.
Addaway.
Hey.
No cutting down trees that are tapped. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, go
I
on.
can
Addaway.
make. No, I can't make any of the kind of production things yet. I mean, apart from mayonnaise.
Yeah, I think we're still far away. The jelly machines or whatever, the thing that make juice and all that sort of stuff, that's really good.
Yeah, the wine ones are really good as well, aren't they?
Can I make bombs? You can't hear this, YouTube. Go away. I cannot make bombs. Yeah, YouTube can
Yeah,
hear
so
now.
Addaway, I can't remember. You haven't played this game.
Hey.
You haven't played this game.
Not,
He's
not
played
since
with us.
last week. No.
I mean, before this.
No.
So you can get machines that basically refine all plants
Or a lot of things, in fact.
and make them into just a strictly more valuable product at the cost of a few extra days.
Sometimes
So
it's
eventually-
a month. Like, for example, the wine machines that make the wine really good.
So eventually we'll have rank on rank of things turning like grapes into wine and melons into like pickled melons and things like that.
Right.
But we need to get to a certain level of farming to unlock
So,
them.
what you're telling me is it's like satisfactory.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You
Fully
keep- you
automated
keep
gay-based
resources.
communism.
Is that what satisfactory
Where
is?
does that come from, by the way, that phrase?
I think
What
it's...
phrase?
Fully automated gay-based communism.
I've never heard gauge-based communism.
You have never heard of it?
It's actually come
You've
from-
never heard fully automated gay-based communism?
No.
It's
I don't live on the internet.
Yeah, it's a very internet meme thing. I think it's got to do with the... There's another term that comes
fully
associated with it.
automated luxury gay-based communism.
That's the one, yeah, but
I've
it
heard luxury.
I think it has something to do with post-starvation? No, there's a name for it.
Doesn't sound like communism to me.
Post-rarity? Something or
Scarcity.
other?
Something sounds
Post-scarcity,
like
that's the one, yeah,
You
yeah.
mean scarcity.
Yeah. And then the notion that machines will... I don't know if it's an anarchistic...
Is communism an ideology or an economic state?
Economic state.
Well, it depends
It's an
on your
ideology
definition.
proposing a certain economic state, amongst other things.
But wouldn't the ideology be the socialism?
No,
I
those
have
are two different ideologies.
asked socialists this, and they don't.
Oh,
They don't quite-
people will say different things, for sure.
I mean, I guess communism is a good term. Like I've also like does socialism mean like a completely different economic system, or does it just mean like socialist policies, like pre-1979 UK?
Yeah, that'll be
They also
democratic socialist, I think. The distinction there is,
Well,
is that. I think.
Yeah. People are very often, we're waiting for one person. People are very often kind of puritanical about their own position. They won't consider other positions like their position. So
Especially
they
when
won't
it comes
consider
to
it validly their position.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
my take is basically like when I listen to left-wing friends of mine and they're like, oh yeah, like, X, Y, and Z problem with capitalism and things are really bad. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm with you. Like, I get your critiques; they're all pretty good. Like, you're absolutely right on these all these issues. But like, and I try like, okay, so you want socialism, great. Like, what is my day-to-day life under socialism? And they're like, there's no answer to that because like it's never existed.
Oh, they can't answer you that?
Well, no, because it's like
because they're talking about socialism in a more
how does it differ between like okay, my day-to-day life under capitalism and my day-to-day life under socialism? Like, what is the difference? And like either they say like, oh, you know, like no, we haven't done it before. I'm in bed.
I'm in the mines.
Or they say like,
I'll join you. I'll join you.
or they say like, yeah, like, oh, not that different to how it is now. But it's like, well, then like that's not really that different to what capitalism is.
So go on then, Colonel.
Sorry?
Colonel thinks he can answer it. So what's the difference in people's day-to-day lives if you were to transition from our current system to a socialist system?
I think when Addaway said it's not going to be that different, his follow-up to that I think was interesting to hear. I couldn't hear it until the end, but I would like to go after he says that. Can you go over that again?
I don't know. I don't have an answer. I just because I have like Labour friends of mine who are like, if they could say like, okay, here's like our economic vision, alternative vision to what we have now.
I mean, bad.
Genuinely would like to hear it and like to like judge it. But, like it just doesn't seem to exist. Other than saying, yeah, well, we'll just.
Who's
like,
not in bed? Oh, there you go.
Me. I went fishing when you went there.
I think
saying like, oh, we'll just like nationalize stuff. It's like, well, that's really
that's communism.
I don't really do
a little
that.
bit.
It's not communism. Socialism.
Not necessarily. Yeah.
That's
not communism.
The essence of socialism is to have property be collectively owned.
Yeah, but when you're trying to make it of the state and on a centralized,
own it, except having a state own it.
That's how.
I mean, cooperatives exist.
That's one way of doing
but
it.
they're all tiny.
Well, they don't have to be tiny, but not like.
I think they do, because if they're not tiny, they're just a state.
But this is. I mean,
That's not how it works.
Generally, this is my objection. Is that I don't see how we get to the socialist utopia without a massive expansion in state power.
That's all.
I'm not necessarily against that over a very long period.
So, what Addaway just said there, I think, is the
Colonel.
Yeah.
You just like that.
Did I drop out?
And he can't hear us apparently.
Oh.
I think a Leviathan. I mean, the state. I think the growth of the state. Like,
can you guys not hear me?
Of the state over the last.
Because I can hear you.
I don't know. You could probably go really 200 years. It's generally been pretty good.
Steam.
When it's tried to happen way too fast, it's been universally terrible.
Okay, so I'm by myself. Network. That was really weird that the internet went out and yeah, that's really weird. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now they haven't noticed that I'm back, but
Hey, Colonel.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I missed all the fun.
You dropped out.
Yeah, internet went out for a little bit.
Ah, bad luck.
Rip.
Yeah.
I'm out of energy and there's nothing for me to eat.
What? Go to the baths.
Ah, no, there's some stuff.
How are you already like buzzing around, man?
No eating the fish, by the way. Only eat out of the consumables.
Yes, absolutely.
The fish are being collected for their, like, each one is unique. So
oh no!
Extremely rare.
I've lost my pickaxe has disappeared. Rip.
What? Did you lose it?
Do they break?
No.
Oh.
There's no spare pickaxe.
I have a pickaxe. But...
I don't have it anymore.
I guess you dropped it. There's a. I don't need mine though, because I've decided I'm not gonna do much.
I don't know how I dropped it.
Tomorrow I'm gonna collect a pickaxe for you.
I've also dropped my sword.
Cristo, you need to help, by the way. He's ruining everything.
I don't know. What's the hotkey to drop stuff? I must have put it back.
Click off the menu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Do you not know where it is?
Well, I assumed it had broken when I came out.
Uh,
So I imagine it's now like
Oh,
lost,
no.
all the levels like reset, didn't they?
that's right as well.
That's not. You can't buy pickaxes.
Can't you?
No, you're gonna need to create a new character. Which is okay. Yeah. You need to create a character, basically steal their pickaxe, put them in a box so you can have a pickaxe.
No, I'll just use.
We'll just
Cristo's
have 2
pickaxe, it's
people
fine.
pickaxe at a time. It's fine. No losing another one though.
I mean,
I'll
sure.
try to. Are you Ian? Bill, you have nothing.
Okay,
left? Yes,
so
I am.
the best places to fish in the summer are in the ocean.
Oh.
In the fall, it's the ocean. In the winter, it's the mountain lake, and in spring, it's the mountain lake. Or if it's raining in the spring and fall, then you go into the river in town.
Oh, that's right. I remember that part. It's the only one. So, oh, and don't forget that different places will have different fish, and different hours of the day will have different fish, and different weathers will have different fish. At certain hours of the day.
I'm an idiot. I've still got. I put them in my backpack. I still have them. It's okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So going back, I don't know if you guys finished the conversation though.
I basically expressed myself extremely badly and made a point that I'm no longer certain of.
Okay.
Anyway.
What I was gonna say is like it all like the big question is what Addaway was saying when I dropped out, because I still heard you for a little bit before dropping out. The big question is indeed like how do you get to a different system? Because you know that's everybody's question on the left
And
side.
specifically, what is that system and how do you maintain it once you have it?
Yeah, that's always gonna be the discussion. I feel whatever your opinion is, and there's gonna be many different opinions. The day-to-day life, though, that sounds a little easier. Though I think that for me is the easiest question to answer.
Okay.
Because I think at least in my view anyway, there's an immediacy to the way money works in our society that is very difficult to grasp if you don't have money. Like, it's one thing to like when you explain money to a kid, it's easy to tell them you have more money, you can buy more things, and you have a better house, and you eat better, and you can have better doctors and all this sort of stuff. And I think on a basic level, that's the role of money. The problem is the way the system works, and
The role of it is not to give some people more stuff. The role of it is to quantify the contribution of individuals, and then they're able to purchase the contributions of others.
No, that's the role of
contributions they
paying
make.
people.
Are you
Money
basically
is
saying that under that there is no money? That's just like a defining thing. Is that there is no money?
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about this. Because one thing is
So,
for
like-
you, yeah.
So, I was like, okay, so there's no money. So if I want to go and I want to get a loaf of bread,
Mhm.
like I get a loaf of bread off the shelf, and that's it.
Yeah, so how does that work?
How is the whole back end of that system working? Without like, the only way it seems to work is that okay, you've got like a state-owned bread factory making state-owned bread, sending X amount of the bread to this
You
place.
can just go to the bakers and just say,
So
hey,
what happens if I go to the bakery and I say, hello, I'd like 1,000 loaves of bread, please?
why would you do that?
Because you're throwing a party for a lot of people.
Okay, why wouldn't he be able to give you 1,000 loaves of bread?
Because if everyone comes in and says, I'd like 1,000 loaves of bread, there's no bread left.
But what kind of party is that everybody's having a party? That doesn't work.
Okay.
You see what I mean, though, right?
No, I do.
How do you manage
What if I
demand?
What if I want 1,000 loaves of bread because I'm a dick and I want 1,000?
Well, but that's that's a I thought that's what Cristo was gonna say.
No, I'm saying, like, what if you
legitimately want.
Give a different example to make it more plausible, right? There are different scenarios in which you need differing amounts of salt, right?
Yeah.
I need salt because I like it on my chips. I need
Yeah.
salt because I like it with my mashed potatoes. I need salt because I want to manufacture thousands and thousands of kilograms of salted meat.
Why?
So if the first two people go into a shop and say, I'd like a little bit of salt, I can see how the shopkeeper could just give them that and could keep making stuff, and they could go and ask for the stuff they need. If someone needs 1,000 kilograms of salt, and they go into to a shop and say, I'd like 1,000 kilograms of salt, how is it possible to have a society in which they get it without there being some kind of transaction? Or is there a transaction that's somehow not based on money?
I mean, I know for a fact that there's multiple answers that like the two options that you gave are answers that people will tell you that yes, you can do that.
Yeah, but pick one and then explain how it works.
I think just to make my point that I was trying to make, I think that's less relevant to the big, like what really drives. I feel I can only speak from my own attitude, I guess. What really drives people against the system that we have right now? I dropped again, didn't I?
Is that like
you guys can't hear
money
me.
for me seems
Seriously?
like
Internet.
just like the concept of having like money that you then give to someone.
Okay, yeah, I'm having trouble with
Yeah?
internet today.
All right, okay.
No, that's weird. Bad luck.
Like I don't think like capitalism, for example, which is what socialists really want to like get rid of, like doesn't
Some
isn't inherently
socialists.
tied isn't okay.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
so-
it's antithetical.
Well,
you
people
can-
will think different things. You can't like.
You can, but there are people who call themselves Christians who don't believe someone called Christ ever existed.
You
It's
can't go no true Scotsman on them, though.
just-
I mean, you can.
because words have to have some kind of
Well,
meaning.
sure, but
They
like
become totally pointless.
that's not. You know, you can.
Like if someone says they're a Christian but they don't believe in God or Jesus or anything written in the Bible, like yes, you can call
I
yourself
think
Christian,
yeah, at that point.
but it's
Yeah.
a waste of time. And
But
if you
when-
don't believe in collectivized property,
But when you're talking about incrementalist socialists,
What I was saying in the first is that like, money, in my opinion, is not like inherent to a socialist or a capitalist system. You can have socialism, but
I sort
I
of
would
agree
see
with
how
you. Yeah.
you could have we've had money for literally thousands of years.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree. I think
well
I agree
before
with
we
you
had
on
any
that.
concept of capital.
you can definitely have money, but the money would have to be
I'm going to
handed
bed, by
out
the way.
by some central authority and not handed out according to work done.
Not necessarily,
Or-
because
how is that any different from capitalism?
No, well,
from
let
total
me
capitalism?
just try to make my point, because I think for me is where my attitude pivots, which is the role of money. I didn't make it. So my point is this: when you're trying to explain what money is, either if it's to a kid or to a person, what role it has in society, and why somebody has 1 million and somebody has 1,000, and what
Yeah.
they can do with that money. On a basic level, somebody that has $1 million, let's go with dollars, whatever. They can have a Ferrari, they can have a nice house, and they can eat really nice cakes. The
Yeah.
person that only has 1,000, they're gonna have to walk to work, and they're gonna have a crappy television. And
Yeah.
on that, like whatever way they came into that money, whether it's through being like a real estate owner, or because they invented the cure for something, it doesn't matter. On that basic, that seems like a fair society. Sorry.
Sorry, but it's a bit late.
I
I'm
didn't realize how late it was.
Yeah,
ahead, Ken.
don't worry. Like that seems like a fair society. I think it's reasonable to expect people to think, oh, that's fair. That person has 1 million and that person has 1,000, and they get different things. And once you have a base level of nobody is gonna realistically starve to death or just die because
There's an
they don't have.
incredible volume of people that do not think that's fair.
Yeah, I know.
They're called socialists.
There is another, but I think they don't think that's fair.
Fundamentally, it comes down to whether or not it's about correcting the bad aspects of capitalism or replacing it entirely.
That's true. I think either way, yeah. But the thing is,
like
there's a second half to what you're saying. Ken.
oh yeah, absolutely. That's the point, and that's the crux of everything that I'm trying to say, which is the problem is that in reality, it's not about how nice your television is. It's the control that you exert over others, because you're going to be an employer, because you're going to have houses that you're going to rent out, because you're going to be
The reason you have a nicer television is because you're able to exert more control over others.
and that's why many people say that capitalism by its very nature is unfair. Because
The reason you're able to exert more control over others is
because you have more buying
something
power.
that they want.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's true whether that's a cure for cancer or money.
That's exactly, and that's why it's so difficult to sort of detach the profit motive from the way you like why you're gonna work on the cure for cancer. But I think
It's not just difficult; it's undesirable.
it's undesirable. But I think it's relevant, and because it is an argument that's very often used, is to say why. So if you're not gonna have money, then people are not gonna care about curing cancer, for example, or just like it's important to create a system that rewards those people, right? And I agree with that. But I think it is important to note that the vast majority of scientists today in a capitalistic system don't get very well paid, and in fact don't do it for the work for the most part. And it's also important to note that the vast majority of
when you say don't get well paid,
in comparison to
what do you mean by scientists?
I mean like specifically people who
Like
are
a
looking
lab
for
scientist.
yeah.
Top 5% easy.
No way.
It depends on what level you're at.
No way.
Some of them are really not well paid. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
by comparison.
But more importantly, I think it's important to look at the 10 tops, the 10 most richest people in the world.
Are you meaning top 5% globally, Cristo, or top 5% like within?
No, I would think it was top 5% UK.
Well, not when you're starting it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're at the top.
All right, top
of your
5%
career.
of those in your age bracket.
It's you look at the richest people in the world. None of them are scientists.
There are lots of like research. I mean, Nora will probably know better than I will. But there are, from what I've seen from looking at like when we've been job hunting for her, is that like lots of them start like low 20s.
Yeah, it's not a system
lab
based on that.
research roles.
Yes, when you're just kicking off, that may well be true. But I think, I mean, none of the richest people in the world are scientists by the definition of lab research scientist stuff. But Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were both computer scientists.
And they took all their work from somebody else. A lot of it from state-sponsored development. Specifically Steve Jobs, because
I will 100% agree with Colonel that like capitalism does a bad job of assigning resources to things that are important.
I need someone to come and water because I'm going to run out of
Really
energy
bad.
before I can
Okay, I'm
water
gonna
all
do
this
it.
stuff.
Yeah, leave the thing there, and I'll
I think
Like,
it's a Churchill. I think it's a Churchill-esque comment. I agree that our current system of capitalism doesn't.
That's
It rewards effort. Not
It
rewards effort. It rewards societal contribution. Someone's got to come water. It
I
rewards
don't
societal
think-
contribution less successfully than
Yeah.
than it could potentially, or than some systems theoretically could. But it still rewards it better than all other systems that have thus far been tried.
I think
essentially my opinion is that it's
I think I agree
it's
with
like
that, yeah.
democracy and
Where's
capitalism
the
are based on like, they're really shit, but they're better than everything we've had before.
I think yeah. I think that's an unavoidable thing, but it's also I think that's also a point of people who criticize capitalism is that it's not even though it is better on many ways than the systems that came before, in other ways it's also very similar. Specifically when it comes to maintaining the status quo of people with power.
That's not even remotely true.
I think
The introduction of capitalism and the rise of the middle class is possibly the largest power shift in human history. We went from 0.01% of the country holding all of the power to a very large portion of the power being spread out to a vastly larger group.
But is that different from a normal sort of post-feudal society with bourgeoisie?
Yes, the bourgeoisie was minuscule.
Well, it was minuscule because of economic reasons.
Yeah, the lack
Right?
of capitalism.
I don't know if it was that.
I think that I might be mistaken.
mistaken.
One of the very basic principles of capitalism that distinguished it from the systems that were before is not a kind of higher order. Oh, good pickaxe is going to be in the toolbox in about 15 seconds, by the way.
Nice.
The thing that distinguished capitalism mostly, like the sole thing, was the fact that under capitalism, profits were reinvested with the idea that you wanted to cause greater future profits. That was the thing that
I think
drove
that's at the
massive economic boom and huge growth of the middle class, because there was suddenly just astronomical economic growth. And if you look at the economic growth in Europe, like the total domestic product of all of Europe between like 1400 and 1800, it barely rose. Like it's something like 100% growth over 400 years. So the growth of the people in power under capitalism was just staggeringly massive.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I think that might be related to the industrialization rather than
Which could and did essentially happen almost exclusively because of capitalism.
absolutely. Yeah. No way around that. But it's like it's at the same time sort of why some people say it's a continuation of came before. I don't know enough to defend that argument, and I can't Like, I don't know enough of industrial history to know. Like, you're telling me basically things that I don't know, and I need to take them for truth because I didn't study it.
This is one thing where I think like lots of socialists could like really benefit from is that like they need, before they like are like arguing about okay we need to get rid of capitalism, they need to have a clear sense of like how capitalism and imperialism, it's like basically built the entire modern world. Like things that you oppose, and everyone opposes imperialism now, for example, but like the role that it played in like creating the world we inhabit today, for all of its good and all of its ills, is something that everyone needs to understand when they want to like go into like expressing political opinions and philosophies and so on.
I think a lot of people don't understand that, but there's a large amount of specifically anarchists. I feel that anarchism is very focused on that sort of understanding that the value of something in a capitalist world has more to do with the transaction of power than necessarily how good something is.
Hi, Sanchez.
Well, to a certain degree, when you say how good something is versus transaction of power, I'm going to contest that there's a difference, because how valuable something is determined by how good the person trying to get it off you thinks it is.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's on a basic level. Because when it's a buyer's market. If it's a buyer's market, that works very well, and it works very well for transactional items, like specifically for commodities, right? Because if something, that's the definition I feel.
Or work.
Sorry.
Or work.
I think work is the opposite, because it's a seller's market, or rather, the work is a buyer's market too, but it's the people who are buying the work.
Who's the? Okay, right.
Right? Because when you're like, both you and me can, I don't know, watch over somebody's house. Like not anybody can do that because it's a very demanding work. But if it's just one thing that you need to do, both you and me can do it. So at that point, we're competing with each other. So effectively,
but there's multiple houses that want to be watched over.
That's true.
One of us is better at watching over houses, and all the houses want to be watched over by the person that's better. So it definitely goes both ways. It depends. How much of a buyer's market it is just depended on basically how much growth you have in that particular market, and therefore how many new positions you have versus how many new applicants you have.
Yeah, but I think over the years it's undeniable that capitalism results in a system that has workers pitted against each other. Like the whole hallmark of Marxism, I think, where it's about the working class versus that old stuff that everybody knows to be. I think I was
before
that
you could before you could choose where you worked.
Yeah, but I think that's true today, though. Like,
no,
especially in poorer communities.
Only in a country where there's one job.
I mean,
if you were in some poorer countries where there basically is one job in your area, yeah. But if you're talking about like the countries where people are talking about abolishing capitalism, which isn't Somaliland,
exactly,
it's like London, there are probably 100,000 jobs currently available in London. So to say you can't choose where you work is just
the whole notion of abolishing capitalism just seems like really silly to me. Like no one one day sat up in like 1600 and went, I know, let's like do capitalism, and then it just existed.
Well, they decided on
over like decades, if not centuries.
They decided on the stock market.
They
came up with it
across the world in one place.
No, the stock market. No, that's not true. The stock market wasn't something that was just come up with.
No.
In one day, the stock market was something that evolved very slowly from the existence of individual companies being bought.
Yeah, exactly. The stock market only arose because companies existed. But like my opinion overall is still I think that like capitalism is really good in some aspects, and then it gives some really horrifying side effects, and that those need to be controlled.
I think that's the appeal of social democracy and democratic socialists in particular. I think because it's that sort of acknowledging what the system has.
But then within that, it's just about agreeing like what is the best way for society to control these excesses. Whereas like a democratic socialist, or basically what in the UK call themselves socialists, like it's just, they are those, is that they say, okay, we need to nationalise the rail, we need to nationalise utilities, we need to nationalise energy, and so on and so forth. Whereas I would be like, no, that's a bad idea. We shouldn't do that. For a whole host of reasons. But like fundamentally, we agree that like capitalism is bad in some ways, and we need to fix it. Like have you guys heard of the I think it's called the Louisiana bubble, that like basically ruined.
It's unbelievable.
I have no idea.
Absolutely unbelievable. Have you heard about this, Colonel?
No, I don't know.
So basically,
well, you go.
in the I believe it was the like late 18th, early 19th century, or maybe early 18th actually. No, early 18th.
It's just before the.
I have so many fish.
The French Revolution. Oh, you're right. Yeah, yes, you're right.
Yeah,
I remember
because that's what it was causing.
So basically, like so you had Louisiana in America.
Mm-hmm.
So the French had like said, here, this is ours now. And basically, like this one guy in his company was like, hey, like guys, like Louisiana, like filthy rich, like gold everywhere.
To be clear, this one guy was the head of the French treasury and the owner of this thing.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes it all the more problematic.
Like he was like, oh yeah, so amazing, like gold and like riches and like everything. Like
we're going to be as rich as the bulletin printing that the.
You got to buy stocks in my company that owns this land, basically, and like you'll be rich. And so like everyone was buying these stocks. Like poor people were cashing in their whole savings. The rich were like plowing like thousands of pounds into it. Like, and the stock price was like ballistic, like completely through the roof. And like they were all like so happy, and like people were selling in and like cashing in and getting all their money. And eventually, like after years, and like everyone was like filthy rich, someone realized like, oh hang on, like there's no gold here.
Oh,
and, like,
that's
the
interesting.
stock part like completely trash, and everyone lost an absolute fortune.
But there's another part to this story, which is not only does it crash, but the guy that owns the Louisiana company is the head of the French National Bank.
Oh,
the
printing
money to buy shares in his own company,
the state
which causes hyperinflation.
Of course.
And then you get hyperinflation from which the French economy never recovered, and then you get the French Revolution.
Oh, no, that's
it's not just the French Revolution. It never recovered, period, after that. And throughout the entirety of the 19th century, France's interest rates were way higher, and no one would lend to them. And so they never had the money to fight Britain effectively. And it basically
it's incredible.
It basically underpinned like the way that Britain was able to be like financially like dominate the world for 100 years. It's because the French can kneecap themselves through this like ludicrous scheme.
I find it's fascinating to think.
Themselves.
There's a lot of examples like that throughout history.
Oh yeah,
it's fascinating to think
like
of how small.
I watched me and Nora watched The Big Short the other week. Have you seen that film?
No, I haven't.
It's about the financial crash, the 2008 financial crash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I want to see that.
It's basically I think it's basically designed to be like quasi docudrama like this, because it's supposed to be like quite accurate to like the mechanics of how it happened there, to like explain like what the things were that were at play. And like it's staggering how they were like basically they were like selling like mortgage bonds.
Yeah.
So, like I think it's been around for decades, where you're like you're buying a bond against the value of people's mortgages, and people always pay their mortgage, so like it's like safe as houses, literally. Yeah. I guess that's where that phrase comes from. But
not
like
quite, because that was buying houses, but anyway.
Okay. So basically, but then eventually, because like so all the bankers got really rich on these bonds, people were buying them, and like pension funds were buying them and stuff. And then, so in order to keep making more money, they had to come up with new bonds for people to buy. So they started just like shoveling like crap mortgages in, like ones that like people had like we're not paying their mortgages, or like have really bad credit ratings, and they were just giving out mortgages like to anyone who would have them. So
Yeah.
they put them in these bonds and sell them to people, and then they basically had like the rating agencies committing like basically fraud to pretend that they were to pretend they were like AAA rated, like, oh yeah, these are great mortgages, like you're gonna be absolutely fine, and they were like absolute like trash basically. And then like it basically and then basically it got found out, and then the economy crashed basically because everyone started defaulting on their mortgages.
And we're all still living in the shadow of that. Then nobody went to prison.
Then
At least in
the last 11
Quite a
years
lot of people killed
has been a result
Yes.
of that. And then like it's caused like fundamental political upheaval across the entire Western world.
Yeah.
Basically.
I feel for me those sort of pivotal points are the most interesting things in learning history, and it works like it's not of course in modern history it's better because we have a lot more information, but like it works even for old stuff as well. Some things just get felt throughout the ages.
It's always great when there's someone who likes history where like normally 9 times out of 10 like. Okay, someone's like, oh, explain this. It's like, all right, I'll sit down for like 20 minutes to explain how this thing
To give you context, yeah.
It's great when you have like these occasional events where it's like, yeah, basically this one thing happened and it basically ruined this entire country for 100 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's not great for the people, but yeah. It's and I think I didn't interrupt you at the time. You were saying something that was like primed for precisely what I'm about to say, but I don't remember what he was saying. Like I feel like the historical precedents for a lot of the issues that are discussed in anybody's politics, like the historical, what came before and what made people feel more strongly towards certain things and less strongly towards others, is so important to like have even a discussion with yourself, let alone with other people, to have the context. Like, for example, I remember one of the games that made me start understanding a little bit better the USA was, I don't remember which one it was, the Assassin's Creed that takes place in the... I think so, the American Revolution.
Yeah. I never played it, but I know that was it.
I honestly thought it was pretty good. But for me, understanding the American history of colonization and specifically, I feel the idea, specifically the white idea of freedom and the appeal of just your private property and just sort of having it's my stuff and I have the right.
Property. What a great thing! Like I'm not even saying that unironically. Like private property, having a state that like protects private property rights, like literally powered like the economy for like 200 years.
Yeah, absolutely. But
protecting private property rights were like so good for like. You think like if you live somewhere where like the state is liable to like seize your property at like any notice.
But one thing,
place to like set up businesses generally.
But one thing is to understand that on a theoretical level. The other thing is to understand it on a historical level and why
like
things
Spain
evolve.
versus Netherlands.
I'm not privy to that thing.
So one of the reasons why the Netherlands kicked Spain's ass the whole time was because
in the war.
In the war.
Is because the Spanish king was constantly defaulting on loans and then like arresting the sons of banks that he owed bankers who he owed money to on trumped up charges until they dropped the loans and stuff like that. Whereas the Netherlands studiously paid their debts. And so when it came time to go to war and to take some loans so you could afford to win the war, Spain was paying ridiculous interest rates, and the Netherlands weren't. So the Netherlands kicked their ass.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I'm thinking more from a sociological perspective.
The Dutch were playing like EU4. They're like
I have an ancient voodoo doll.
Just hiring infinite mercenaries.
You need to save it.
Oh well, you haven't seen the latest DLC. I mean, not DLC. Death Knight.
What?
Where are you going, Nora?
The latest what?
Mercenaries with manpower, and you can only hire them like in CT2 in bands.
Oh, you're talking about sorry.
EU4. Yeah. How do you apply bait to a rod?
You need to have a good rod. You need to buy one.
You put it on Twitter.
They're kind of expensive. We don't need them right now.
I'm gonna have 10.
We'll buy like at the end of. Sorry.
How much are they? Because I should.
I think it's 3,000, and the better one is 7,500.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, have you been observing like YouTube's analytics meltdown over the past week or so?
I did notice that. What the heck's going on?
I haven't been paying attention to it.
Like, so basically for the last 7 days or something like that, they've been basically the real-time page on the YouTube analytics, which tracks like every minute your views coming in. It's been like all over the place. Like even today, like I had like half an hour where it was just showing me 0, like dead, like no views at all on the whole channel.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly come back and be like normal again. They've been trying to get it under control all week. Just like nothing under control.
Yeah, I noticed that.
There's potluck coming up. I suggest we take one of our best fish that we've been saving.
We should
What, to,
probably
like, show
fish
off?
more ship. We need cod. If you can figure out where we can get cod, that would be fantastic.
Right,
Oh, by the
I'm
way,
level 50.
that potluck that we're talking about is,
Yeah.
I think, the primal example of why the political system in Stardew Valley is all corrupt. I think once you see what is about to happen, you can understand.
Is it geologically correct that like this mine should be getting colder as you get further down? Is that how it works?
No.
I thought underground was all the same temperature.
I thought it got
More or
warmer
less,
as you
but
get
warmer than
further
when you get down.
Yeah, it's like
like
27
to the
degrees or
mantle.
something.
Yeah, but it's fairly consistently like I think it's like 12 degrees or something.
I thought it was
underground.
37 or something.
I'm not talking in 37.
27.
Yeah,
27?
That seems
So.
too hot.
Seems a little bit hot, yeah.
How does snow exist on 27 degrees?
Oh, there's lava below snow. Don't
No,
worry.
you can't get snow in mines. It's underground. How does snow get in there?
No, yes, that part is definitely not. But no, I mean, he said he seems to be saying in real life it's 27, which is really warm.
There's no, yeah, but there's no snow.
I think it's like really hot like in mines, but that's because they're mines. And there's like
Yeah, not in inactive. Speaking as someone who spent a long time wandering around inactive mines.
Ooh.
No, they're not that hot.
Is that your favorite weekend pastime?
Spelunking is very good fun.
What?
I would die. I would just
Spelunking.
literally die.
Splunking.
Spelunking.
You don't know the word?
Spelunking.
He doesn't know the
sounds like
word.
an
Exploration
sounds-
of caves, especially as a hobby.
It sounds like an upper class way to say ejaculate.
The top search result is what does spelunking mean sexually?
Oh, that's better then. Okay, we can talk about that.
Okay, geothermal gradient is the rate of increasing temperature.
What's it doing here?
So it increases by about 30 degrees C per kilometer you go down, interestingly. All right, so what is it at the surface?
Which, considering that mines usually don't go down more than 1 kilometer, that basically.
Oh yeah, that's
What is the deepest mine in the world?
it's not. It wasn't a mine. The deepest we've ever gone was like 14.
I think the mine, I saw a video about it, is like 1,300 meters.
Deepest mine in the world.
Yeah.
3.16 to 3.84 kilometers.
They're cheating. They're cheating.
That's what it says.
That's hacks.
So how hot would it be down there? You say 30 degrees per kilometer.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it can't be right. can
Wasn't
it?
it
Must
a
be.
single
I
degree?
must have somehow misread that, because that's insane. Like,
That
you'd
is
be-
very deep, yeah. But it's not.
Well, you wouldn't be able to drink water. Like, it just boil.
It would be ridiculous. Yeah, that can't possibly
On
be right.
contact with the air.
Well, the water doesn't boil at the bottom of the ocean because of the pressure. So I don't know. Like it could be high enough
Yeah.
I don't know.
because pressure like water
Yeah,
boils at the top of the atmosphere because of the pressure as well. Like I think it's 10 kilometers in
Yeah.
the sky. At that pressure, you can boil water at like 40 degrees.
Yeah, 100 degrees is only at 1 atmosphere.
Yeah,
I'm way
yeah.
too good at it, yeah.
But that's because like
Spelunking is when you throw rocks into the water and they make that noise.
why is that?
Spelunk.
Why does it?
Well, because it's much easier to, drift apart when there's nothing pushing you together.
Yeah. Okay.
My extraordinarily simplistic way of putting it, which Nora can make fun of. God, my voice is
No,
already going.
Nora's not a physicist. despite me continually.
No, but I
asking
feel like
her
she probably
why-
remembers her physics A level better than that.
why I can't do time travel. She won't tell me. No, she didn't do physics A level. She did biology and chemistry.
I'm what?
I'm sorry, you're all waiting for me, by the way.
Psychology. I'm waiting. God,
Yeah,
my
she
voice
was like,
is so bad.
she was like, hit me up with that Freud. I need to know all about children fancying their parents and all that kind of stuff.
I remember when I learned about Freud in like I think it was 11th grade or somewhere around there. And
What is that?
16, 17 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was and like we were studying it and like what did Freud say about this? What did Freud say about that and all that. And at the end of the year, like after I thought I had a grip on what the old codger was going on about, the teacher says, of course, all this is nonsense and philosophy has evolved tremendously after this. And I'm like, what? Why did we bother learning all this crap? Because, of course, it's all, yeah, apparently it's all. Philosophy, I read somewhere that, not philosophy, sorry, psychology. Did I say philosophy
I was
before?
going to say, no one would ever tell you all this was crap in philosophy because there is always someone that still believes it.
I think I read somewhere that psychology was the science that fastest evolves today. In terms, I think the term used is the half-life of science, which is the time it takes for half of what you think you know in a specific field to be proven wrong.
I think that. At 9 a.m. we've got to go to the beach for the potluck, by the way.
Oh, we haven't.
Alright.
I don't think we have a fish.
We're not using a fish. Chances don't use a fish.
Oh, when is it 9 a.m. through what time?
I'm not sure, but let's just go in the morning.
No, we shouldn't go at 9 a.m. because if it's 9 a.m. through like 1 p.m., we should go at 1 p.m. or before.
Oh, these melons are coming along, baby.
Oh, they are very ripe and juicy. They are. You want your lemons? Sorry, your.
I wasn't being sexual.
We have like 1,200 stone in this box.
Yeah,
There are things that use like hundreds at a time.
Oh yeah, the specifically the buildings.
Do a golden melon and they will love you. We don't have any finished melons.
I got some radish. We should put
What
radish
does it
in.
actually get, Santos? Do you get anything valuable out of it? How good a radish is it?
Yeah, we should learn. Oh, the radish is normal, but I don't think it matters the quality of
They
the
don't look
radish.
grown? Yeah, like I just said, they're not done. I'll look it up. What's this festival called? The potluck.
The potluck, yeah. I think it has a name that's inspired by Hawaiian.
Wow.
Luau, that's the one.
Festival of Potluck.
So it's not inspired. It's literally a Hawaiian tradition.
Yeah. I read about the how Hawaii got integrated into America recently. Really?
Can you tell? I was talking about that.
Well, partly violently, but also partly like as a replacement of a local dictator, basically. It was like basically the local wealthy elite wanted the US to come and take over, and the US was dead set against it, but eventually kind of ended up doing it almost by accident, while controlling this. I mean, this probably American dude that had taken over the area.
I was talking about it recently in a let's play of another game, and I specifically said I know very little about it because I know so little, and all you're saying does sound familiar, but I wouldn't know.
I should rewatch that video.
Oh, the luau has begun.
So
what are we
I'm being
taking?
told that it makes all the villagers like you by a certain amount if you give them something.
See, it's good.
Why do we
But
care
why?
about that?
So, which Santos is saying we should care about more. Why is that? Yeah, sugar plantation owner basically took over all of Hawaii, and then America, in expelling them, basically inadvertently took over Hawaii.
Right.
Okay, but at least they got the plantation. Did they kill him?
I don't know if they killed him. Yeah, so a plantation owner expelled the former queen and basically took over. All right, let's go to the beach.
What are we taking? You're taking jalapenos? That's good.
I'm taking these, yeah.
Is it jalapenos? Oh, you're not going to the.
So Santos says people liking you is in fact valuable. Why is that?
It is because they give you things, and it's.
They changed the laws and destroyed all the native property ownership. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because when you take over an area, you tend to kind of take it over.
Well,
When I
not
say sounds
necessarily.
right, I mean sounds, like what would happen.
No surprise there.
Genocide, everyone.
Yeah.
So you know how YouTube, you might now like shows you in your dashboard like people who follow you, like recent subscribers.
I don't use the new dashboard. It's the work of
Well,
Satan.
Addaway. Who's the one still by the farm? Come to the beach.
Me. Which way? Okay. Well, then you're wrong. The new dashboard is great in every way.
It's awful. It's the
No,
work of
it's-
Satan, I tell you.
It displays so much less information in the same. What are you doing fishing?
It's not customizable. The new thing is not customizable.
It's not
says-
customizable and it displays far less information in the same space, which is just objectively worse.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's good.
It's
It
not.
shows me fancy, nice analytics, and I like it.
But you could get the fancy nice analytics. There are trivial ways to have the fancy new analytics integrated into the old dashboard.
Yeah, but
You just have another tab which has that.
I think
But like, the old dashboard is going to be gone.
You're buying
in
into
4 months.
the like,
Yeah.
my deal or no deal.
I think Addaway is like the new dashboard is socialism, okay?
I can't.
We need
make
incrementalism.
rules.
You're
Stop
still
it.
not coming. Addaway, come to the beach.
I'm stuck in a cutscene.
You've gone the wrong way.
Press escape.
We have limited time.
Yes, I don't.
I'm stuck in a cutscene. I
Tell
can't
people to
move.
like you in order to actually
There's
progress.
these 2 kids outside a sewer, and there's green waste, and they're running away.
Oh, that's such a nice cutscene. You should press escape.
What
I
do you
think-
mean? What do you mean actually progress?
I get trapped.
I think
Head northeast, back the way.
I literally can't move.
Okay.
The cutscene. Bottom
I
right.
don't know how.
Exit the
Bottom
game.
right.
Exit the game.
Button in the bottom right.
Oh, okay, alright, okay.
Oh,
look,
we're
all
done.
it says
We're
is
done.
Skip on it.
The luau is
Open
gonna.
Audacity. I didn't mean to do that.
I think the
Alright,
luau is gonna stop.
I opened Audacity more than any other program by mistake, I swear.
Did you what?
Santos, elaborate. In what way does making the town people like us help us progress?
Because they have special things and give you things like beer and whatever.
Do they give you anything that's like useful for money making?
Yeah. Like all they give you is useful.
Established.
And gifts, they give you gifts and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Where are you guys?
The
We're waiting
beach.
for you by the beach.
I think it's too late now.
He's
Oh,
right
here.
here. No, quick, he's here. Go, 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 go. Colonel, stop fishing.
I'm stopping at the fastest. Don't worry. Don't worry. We have until the o'clock. I might even have fish. I do have fish. I have rainbow trout. We're not giving fish? I
The
think
governor of this particular plantation is here.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, it's what I tell you. Look at him. What a lovely occasion. It's always a joy to visit Stardew Valley. You know why? Because he profits off of us.
Which one shall I give him? The radish or the hot pepper? The radish gives more energy.
Radish.
You give it. Are we gonna? We're not gonna talk to the
Radish.
people. Abigail. Hello, Abigail. How's this fair day treating you?
I added the radish.
Oh, she doesn't like
I am not-
socializing. I'm sorry.
Talking to these people, chat. I apologize. You just need to listen, watch me just still for this.
Gus is such a nice
I
person.
have no interest in any of these people.
I
Hello.
Oh, no, I made the wrong choice. I should have given them the pepper.
You ruined everything.
So it's like attendance at this little like beach thing, like mandatory for all citizens.
Do we need to give all of us something?
Oh, I can't fish during this damn party. Do the voices. I can't do voices today. My voice is gone. Colonel, maybe Colonel and Addaway.
I'm gonna talk to this old fart over here.
I'm done.
That music, it's too loud. Can't I have a little
anyway.
peace and quiet to enjoy the ocean?
Why is he a Dalek?
Her wife goes, ah, the smell of exterminate, exterminate.
We're dancing, Addaway.
Don't you know
I'm
that?
done.
Sway with me.
I can't get my sword out.
Who twerk? Who can twerk?
Excuse me.
We can't twerk.
There's no call for that kind of language.
We just
What?
start. We
He
just
said
let's
sword.
Come start a mosh pit.
So, can we skip? Or is Addaway? Addaway still needs to give a gift, doesn't he? I bet he didn't.
I haven't got a gift.
How dare you? Okay, I'm gonna talk to the person. Who needs? Oh, it's you need to talk to the mayor.
Beard?
The mayor is the worst. Look sharp! The governor's here for his annual visit. If you brought something for the potluck, make sure you add it to the pot cauldron. Or something.
How do we end this facade?
Did you know a slow, continuous rotation is key to achieving the perfect roast?
I don't actually know how you end this. Oh, I think we ended it.
We've ended it.
I am.
Well, okay. I don't know how you did it, but good job. I'm gonna.
Or let's do the voices.
I'm gonna be the
Right, I didn't
governor.
do any voices.
I'm gonna be the governor. Addaway, you're.
Next time I'll read them all in Dorograph.
Addaway, do you want to be Lewis?
No.
Okay. Cristo.
Who's is this the old guy?
No, this is a mayor. He's old too.
Lewis. Lewis is the old guy.
Okay. Are we reading or are we skipping?
It's time for the potluck ceremony. Right click. I trust that you've all put high quality ingredients in the pot this year.
Addaway
You
didn't.
don't want the governor to regret his visit to the valley. I put cyanide in it.
Death the bourgeoisie.
Yeah. Would you do us the honor of tasting the soup?
I feel like it's missing someone's unique voice. What a
Oh,
dick.
of course. I have been looking forward to this all year.
Oh, sound effects too, nice.
Mm.
Dot dot dot.
Oh, well, it's not bad, but it's missing something. Did everyone in town contribute an ingredient to the soup? I feel like it's missing someone's unique voice.
Can you imagine being a dick? So much of a
He's
dick.
the
you
worst.
can
He's the
say
worst.
that.
It's a little bland. Well, thanks for joining us this year, Governor. Sorry the soup wasn't anything special. This guy is calling me out.
I tell you, he's the worst. Oh, you're not saying who else wants soup?
The soup was bland, but the was still fun.
You know what? I don't think it was.
Text because my voice hurts.
What did you put in there, Cristo?
A radish.
Oh, okay, that was bland. I thought if you had put it,
You need to put the mayor's underwear in it next time. Oh.
I haven't found it yet.
Can I use that box? Thanks.
Oh, that's right. This mayor's underwear. Do you know where it is? Do you know why you lost it?
All right, go to bed.
I can't believe they're doing it in the woods, and he doesn't have the heart. That
What's wrong
man
with doing it in the woods.
playing with that woman's heart. That amazing, strong.
Doing what in the woods?
You know
Zero by
the
taking off your underwear.
yeah the you know
The beast with two backs.
exactly the you
The
know.
horizontal Simba.
The horizontal Simba.
Not Simba. What's the
Samba.
word?
Lion
Tango.
King.
The horizontal tango.
Simba is not a dance.
Simba.
I meant tango.
Samba is a better
Mufasa.
thing. I think Samba would be more. A
I
lot.
did quite a lot of salsa dancing at university. It was fun. Do I mean salsa?
What the heck, salsa?
Isn't salsa the dip? What am I trying to say?
Yeah, salsa. Yeah, it is. Samba?
Which is the dance?
You mean the Brazilian one?
Yeah.
Samba.
Techno.
No.
Pet the cat. You guys are awful.
Oh, it's
Cat
raining.
Salsa is
Nice.
hips. Yeah, that one.
Salsa is. I don't know
Hey,
anything.
Good.
I'm going to the mines. Bye.
So, how to? Yeah. So Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's cheating again.
How
He is.
to grind farming stat.
Oh, you just need to plant.
So chat is saying something. I will make a video on one day, like a video essay. Like this game isn't meant to be min-maxed, or like.
No, it definitely is not. Yeah, you're absolutely
So-
right on that.
So, meant and should are words that, distinct from conditional statements, are completely meaningless.
No, meant. I think meant is not meaningless, especially because
Not
it comes
meaning-
from the
it's not
same.
always meaningless, just distinct from conditional statements.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you are meant to do this if you want to accomplish this. You should do such and such if you want to
If.
accomplish such and such. But on their own, they're meaningless.
That's a very no, not
This
not.
stuff.
I think in the context of a game, it isn't meaningless because you're saying the game isn't meant to be min-maxed, meant by
Well, the
whom?
game isn't meant. So by what authority do you say the game is not meant to be min-maxed?
by the creator, I would say, right?
The creator, death of the author. I don't give a crap what the creator wanted.
Yeah, it's true, but like
And
that's
why
why
should I?
it's meaningless. That's or not necessarily meaningless to you, but it still means that the creator didn't mean it to be min-maxed, right?
Meant by the creator is the conditional. That's my point.
So you're
So-
saying that's not true? What?
Meant by the creator. It's true that the game was meant to be played a certain way by the creator.
Yeah.
But you can't separate those two things. You can't say
No,
it's
yeah,
meant to be
absolutely.
played this way
You're right.
without saying the by the creator, because if you say meant without,
I think
the by
that's
the creator,
implicit.
You remove the possibility of no, because they might say meant as in like that's what they think the true way to play it is. Like in Hitman,
Oh.
for example.
But
People
shouldn't
might
that be
say-
should?
People might say Hitman is meant to be played with 0 kills all the time. Like anytime you got a kill, you're always failing. Which is obviously not what the creators intended, because they designed some pretty darn fun gunplay.
Well,
So-
but that's the discussion. That's like Dark Souls. It's not meant
System
to
in that game
summon
is,
people.
does penalise you for doing any kills though.
it penalizes you on score, but the
Aye.
I don't think it would be true to say that the designers never want you to always get the best score.
No,
I think they acknowledge and design fun in the
Who are
some
you?
of the more anarchic ways of playing.
we
Who
have
are
not played the
you?
game enough though, by the way.
Was that person in the mines?
We've not. I agree. I still have only finished 3 missions.
Krista, where are you right now?
I was buying radishes.
Oh,
I-
is that you, Addaway?
I'm in the mines, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't recognize you.
I find it really satisfying to watch a like someone do a Hitman level on YouTube where like they do it like flawlessly suit only with no
Yeah,
no
it's really
spot-
fun.
no
I mean, I've done
sponsored.
that. For, like I have done that
I've
for all the levels of Hitman that I've ever like.
I've not.
I think flawless is the way to do stealth games.
I've played Hitman 2 once.
But the thing is, so that's the thing. Like the
That's
way
for
to do
me.
stealth games, like that's the way. Yeah, so that's the way you mostly
Yeah, yeah.
play stealth games, which is obviously completely fine. More power to you. But
Because
if
if
someone
you're-
enjoyed playing stealth games a different way,
Yeah.
no one here would ever begrudge them that.
Because if I'm gonna say a rule for everyone, my rule for everyone is this: you should play the game the way you enjoy it the most.
Exactly.
That's the rule. But that's still a
I enjoy
that's still a
completely
statement.
Ignoring the stupid, as I put it in chat, the one-dimensional non-characters that are all the villages.
But you don't know that. They're so nice. Abigail is the purest of things. Persons. Anyway,
I'm
you
growing
know.
radishes specifically to use as consumables, just so you guys know.
Okay, that's sounds good. I sold some.
Mad hip dancing.
See, that's how you should dance. Well, actually, you shouldn't dance.
It's a game to sit back and relax playing. Well, I mean, I relax. I find it relaxing to min-max to a certain extent. Like when I want to relax, I'll play like Hoi 4 and try and still design min-max tank templates.
I think this game works well to a certain extent as a relaxed kind of game.
I agree with Cristo, which is unusual. Like I think it's way like calmer just to like go on Google and be like, what is the best plant to grow, and then just grow that plant, and like worry about trying to figure it out for myself.
Yeah, if you like doing that, if you want to, like, as a challenge run, or even if it's your first run, but if you want to say, okay, I'm gonna do this, like, really nice.
Well, basically, I want to hit the left mouse button to water the plants the fewest number of times possible to generate more money. So,
then, yeah,
I want, like, yeah.
that's the min-maxing there, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't wanna, if you don't like watering plants as much, don't plant as many.
I want
To
to
be fair, but I think there's a subtle difference maxing and just doing something that means you haven't got to do something tedious. Like just
This
like,
game actually works very well. But if
playing
you,
the game like path of least resistance essentially, which is like what you're doing there. You're just,
yeah, but
me haven't got to do something tedious. Again
but you
and again.
don't have to water the plants.
No, but I want to make the money.
Yeah, but there's better ways to make money than they're not planting. Especially when you consider that you can indeed have plants later on and you just have sprinklers. Just don't plant anything until you have sprinklers.
Oh, it's only harvesting pots. Oh, petting a farm animal also gets you some XP. Interesting.
That's why I always. Oh no, I pet.
Oh, these melons are gonna get us some dank XP.
Oh, they are. They absolutely are. Not experience, money.
And XP.
That too.
Oh yeah, 27 each.
For the person who harvests them. Or how?
Correct.
I think.
Okay,
I might be tempted to say that.
It's
like,
gonna be a
in
race to
game,
the melons.
If a player can do something, then like that should be treated as if it was intended. And like if a game,
I mean, there's some
if a game
troubling
doesn't-
things about like you could manipulate a game to allow you to do something heinous. that wasn't
Or
meant to be
or
heinous.
or exploits, right? There's such a thing as that.
Okay, right. Exploit.
Right?
But I'm thinking in the context of like, you know, like, okay.
Yeah,
use
basic
the
design
example
mechanics.
again, like Hitman allows you to just shoot everyone if you want. But
And
like,
it's built specifically to make that kind of enjoyable. Like, there's no reason to use an assault rifle in a proper silent assassin run of Hitman, and yet the assault rifles handle nicely.
Yeah, but more importantly, if you don't like stealth gameplay and like shooting, there is no reason for you to not shoot up everybody in that game because
No.
you just don't like it. Why would you do that? Like, it's like playing GTA. You don't like driving around in GTA. And playing
GTA is
GTA.
terrible, by the way.
Well, if you
Which
like
one?
driving around, it's nice.
All of them. I've only played. two.
why is it terrible? Let's hear your opinion on this.
It's just so boring. Like the storylines are completely uninspired. None of the characters are remotely likable, and
It all checks out. So
the
far.
minute-to-minute game I found in GTA 5 specifically.
Ooh, that
I
game is
found
the worst.
none of the minute-to-minute gameplay enjoyable. Like none of it grabbed me as like, oh yeah, this seems fun. Let's do this.
Yeah,
It was just a
with you there.
list of like different things, each of which was not properly fleshed out or fun.
I
You
like.
played Watch Dogs.
No, I have no intention of doing so
Oh, why not?
because it looks similar.
I think
Just because
it's a
it
bit,
looks.
it's a bit better because like Watch Dogs has this like fairly interesting like hacking element, and like the sort of like the quests like will present you with like a big like open area and like a thing you got to get to, and then like it leaves it up to you to decide like how best to get past everyone to get to
Yeah, that could
the
be more
thing you
interesting.
need, and you can like you hack into different things in different ways and that kind of stuff.
I played a
It's
game.
not, I bought Watch Dogs 2 on sale recently. It's not the best game in the world, but like it's alright. Like
I got it.
I just think I'm totally burnt out on those open worlds. Like
Yeah, I can understand that.
I got Watch Dogs 2 for free with my graphics card, and I haven't even installed it.
But I get like, just like I play Watch Dogs 2. It's like I have no interest in any of the characters or any of the storyline. I just want to hack some stuff and drive around in cars for like half an hour, and just like not have to concentrate on what I'm doing.
I have played my fair share of open world games, and there's one game that stands out for some reasons, not above all, but above many. It's called Prototype. Have you?
Oh yeah, I quite like.
I like that as well.
That was such a fun game.
It was kind of fun because that one, yeah, the minute-to-minute fighting gameplay and like
So fun.
transforming and using abilities was enjoyable.
So much fun. It's an incredible game. And that's one of the reasons why I like Dying Light too, because the jumping around was very fun for me. But again,
You just got a 25-meter long fish. I must have misread that.
I wouldn't put it past the game.
Maybe it means 25 feet.
Yeah, I don't know. That still seems pretty outrageous.
25. Yeah.
Any
That's
roguelikes?
like
So I actually really don't like roguelikes.
proper
really
roguelikes or the ones that people call roguelikes?
Both.
Because proper roguelikes. So basically, a roguelike is a game that adheres to a very constrained, very specific type of gameplay. Like, the vast majority of roguelikes are not, the people call roguelikes, are not roguelikes. They are roguelites with a T. But, you know, even then,
I still have, after like 5 years of being on the internet actively and like consuming games media, I have absolutely no idea what either of those two terms mean. Like literally no idea of what a roguelike is.
Uninformed opinion, and then Colonel can put me right. As far as I know, roguelite and roguelike are used interchangeably, depending on how pretentious you want to be.
Yes.
And the game essentially revolves around floor-based, procedurally generated gameplay in which you are expected to frequently lose, and in which you don't make very much substantial progress run to run.
Is there a game called Rogue?
Yes, but that sort of goes against the original Rogue, which is what spawned roguelikes, because with a K. Sort of goes against it. Doesn't completely, but I've got a new weapon. I love it.
But the thing that I tend to really dislike is that when there's no progress from one run to the next, if I lose a run that's been going on for 45 minutes, I am only annoyed.
Yeah, that is the appeal. I feel that is the appeal of roguelikes, because in a true roguelike, or not in a true roguelike, but in most roguelikes, with the proper pedantic way of defining it, you're not really gonna be losing like every 45 minutes. Like if it's a 45-minute run, you're probably not. That's not deep enough. That's not like, that's a fast run. That wasn't really deep. Like I've never played Rogue, the original one, but I have the impression that like real runs were like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours late in, and at that time you were like, it's like playing Diablo on hardcore mode where you lose your character once you die.
Yeah.
And in fact, Diablo is a good example of what was gonna be the original Diablo. I mean, what was going to be a real roguelike, because it was turn-based, and once it stops being turn-based, it's not a roguelike anymore. It's a roguelite, because it deviates from the pattern. And that is pretty pedantic, mind you. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not. Oh, by the way, I have a ring for you. Go ahead and use it.
Cool.
Oh, I didn't. Sorry.
Take it.
There it is.
It's not me next to you.
Oh, that's Addaway. Addaway, equip that ring. It's nice.
What ring?
That, yeah.
Laura says, what about The Simpsons Hit and Run? Quality entertainment, and you can still steal cards. Gary's go to bed, guys.
That is a quality game. I think we can all agree on that one.
I don't know anything.
I never played it. I did play that Lego game that was kind of similar.
I like retro games, and I want to make a YouTube channel dedicated to it, but I can't find the time.
Yeah.
And it pains me. Daily.
Time for retro games. That's like the what everybody wants.
That's what you should call it.
Oh, that's the name of the channel? Time for retro games. That's actually not a bad name. I like it. I like it. I follow a blog of
racing games. I play F1 Santos, but that's it.
You play
You should help me
F1?
out, then.
We should race against each other. I play F1.
Yeah,
Probably
sure.
just
No, I have 2018. I don't have.
That's what I do as well. I don't have the new game.
But basically, like I follow F1 half carefully in real life, and I enjoy the game because it's it's a real like zoning out game. I don't have to think. I just drive and I'm not really.
Yeah. I'm gonna upgrade the pickaxe, by the way.
And I find as I get older and and now that I've got a full-time job, I'm valuing games that require less thought way more highly than I used to. It's sometimes when I play a game, I just want to play a game and not
Racing
play
games are
E4 or
aren't
E4
racing
or,
games
like,
good for that?
any game that requires- I think so. It requires thought.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to play a game and like I'm finding more like I want to try and I want a shooter I can play. Like I just want to shoot some stuff and not think about it. But like all the shooters now are really rubbish, so it's annoying. I wish like the old like the Battlefield games were still like the old Battlefield games. They were good first-person shooters and not like terrible like they are now.
What's your favorite shooter of all time?
Probably the one I put the most time into would be Battlefield 3 from like 2011.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
really enjoyed that game.
But the favorite one, even if you didn't spend too much time.
I don't know. The Battlefield franchise was my favourite personal shooter. Call of Duty was alright, but I only ever played it when I was at school because that's that one played.
My favorite. I don't know if I'm breaking up, by the way. Am I?
You are.
A
Yeah.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Internet today is special.
Yeah. Oh well.
I wonder if it's my
F1
fault.
was really easy. What you're talking about? I got my whole friend group when I was about 16 to buy F1 2011 and then F1 2012, and it was sick. And like everyone used to drive around, and like everyone would just like immediately crash on the first lap, and then it'd be game over. Great. It was incredibly because like the game is so unforgiving. Like you've like vaguely tapped. Like that's it. Like, now you've got no downforce, and now you're gonna crash every time you try and turn a corner. And F1 2011 was great. If you ever played it online, Matthew didn't because you were probably young. But like F1 2011 used to allow you to go into the pit exit as the other players were coming out of the pits, and because the game when you were in the pit lane took control of your car and like did the braking and acceleration for you, the player coming out the pits their car would accelerate and they could do nothing. And if you just stopped in the like, they'd ram you in the back and get disqualified. The game would view them as having like gone into the back of someone deliberately. When they actually hadn't. They had no control of the car.
Yeah.
That used to be very, very fun.
Those are very buggy games, in my experience.
A crystal dagger.
Sorry?
Decent.
Oh.
Got a crystal dagger. Level
Or is it for the
65.
museum?
No, it's a stabby level 9 dagger.
You know what's a fun film? The Mummy.
The Mum?
The Mummy one.
Oh, the Mummy.
Was a
Oh,
good film.
sorry. Good. Just a question. Did anybody upgrade the axe yet?
Axe, yes, we've got one to pick up shortly. Tomorrow, I think.
Okay,
Right,
'cause
I'll
apparently-
I'll do F1.
Because apparently I can upgrade things right now.
I might operate independently.
Yeah, I think it does. So that's
But you
fine.
know, like they're all roguelite or whatever you want to call it, or like similar to that.
Mhm.
Let me just disconnect and reconnect. It might be. I think it's Discord's end actually.
It might be. I haven't filled anything in the game itself. I hear you well, Cristo. Just not Addaway.
Hey, me.
Yeah, you're the one that's breaking up from me.
Oh, you sound fine to me.
Oh, I do. That's weird because Cristo says I'm breaking up.
I heard you both alright. I want to buy a wheel stand thing.
Oh, you don't have a wheel?
I've only ever been playing the Xbox controller. It's really difficult.
Yeah, it is. I have a wheel and I have a blast.
Once I move house,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a wheel.
Wheels are, yeah, you need to, yeah. I have a little bit of a stand where the wheel is on, so I can, and the pedals are all connected, so it's
The only
better.
thing that annoys me about F1
Hey.
the most recent one is that like, so you do the career mode in F1 2018, and it's like, okay, great, I'm gonna race, I'm gonna like, I don't mind setting my car up a bit and like doing that, but like, I don't want to manage like what number engine I'm using with the diesel and what number energy conversion unit I've got. Just let me race, man. I don't want to worry about changing the components.
You can put it on auto.
Well, that's the problem is the people that play it
Yeah.
are more like super into or petrol heads, super into.
Well, the problem is those
It's
games.
like, oh, I've started a new track, so I'll go on Google, I'll Google best car setup for this track, and this is what it says, and it's like, you put all of the stuff it says. It's like, oh yeah, you need to adjust your like rear and forward suspension in your tyre, and your like angle for your wings, and like, it's like, I can't. I just want to race.
You don't need to do that.
Really fast.
Just go on normal and, just go for it.
But then I'm slower, and like all the
That's
cars-
true, but, you don't need to do it. I don't do it.
So
most-
you need
most
to
of the time.
to cycle back to roguelites.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
If
only one-
can you kick me out and put me in again? Because I think I'm my because
Oh yeah, sure.
Addaway is breaking up.
Just disconnect yourself and then come back to general. I'll put you on with you.
Let's see if it fixes it.
It's Discord's end. I've got a bad connection.
Oh,
too.
I got a good connection now. Fantastic.
It sounds okay, but I've got like a red bar.
Oh, I have a 1 bar thing.
Yeah, now I have a green.
Oh, now it's 3. I think it's
But I can,
yeah,
but
Discord's
I
having
can
it.
hear you guys fine, so...
Yeah.
I can now as well.
Going back to the roguelikes then.
Yeah, so the only game that's structured like that I can think of that I've really enjoyed is FTL.
Oh, that's a
I've
roguelite.
never played that.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
You've never played FTL?
FTL is really fun.
That's
No.
mad.
You should play. You should play FTL. Yeah.
Addaway, it's 10 out of 10.
I have enough games to be playing.
It's pretty 10 out of 10.
It's not
Yeah.
10 out of 10. It might be 9 out of 10, but I haven't got that on my list. I'm trying to make a list of like all games that I've played and like have an opinion about. With a score out of 10. I should put FTL on it. That is a 9 out of 10.
For what reason are you making that list?
Just for my own interest.
That is a good list. I would like. I
So,
support
like,
this endeavor.
Anyone brings out like a game and it's like, right, I'm going to the folder and like you hear like a massive like ring binder open up like
No,
tabs
it's-
for like each game.
I
It's
did
just
that-
a bloody
yes.
Google Sheets.
I did that for anime actually. I had all the animes I had watched, and I had all ranked from the one that I liked the most and the one that I didn't. And every time I watched a new one, I would go in there and I'd be like, I like this better than Death Note. Do I like it better than Planets? No. Do I like this better than Sailor Moon or whatever?
I should make one for like incredibly petty things I have a very strong opinion on.
This is good as
Down
well.
the hill,
Yeah.
like, and like
People got
half
really
of it,
mad at me 'cause
half
I
of it
put,
is just like Wessex nationalism, like half a folder.
Petty things are. I think petty things.
Food, veggies. Yeah, Addaway, you can do a list of foods. You'll have about 150 thing under 0.
I think
There'll
petty.
be-
0. Have not
there'll
and
be a-
will not try.
There'll be a special section for things that I've tried and liked and still convinced me if I don't like. like lemon cake.
Nor did
You don't like lemon cakes.
the time when Addaway provided me and my girlfriend with our evening entertainment. Because me and my girlfriend were at dinner and Addaway was coming around to my house the next day and we were trying to figure out what to feed him. So we were sitting there with me texting Addaway, both killing ourselves at Addaway's food opinions. It was pretty good.
I can't get over the fact that he doesn't like lemon cakes.
No, it's all good. I now eat sweet potato fries. It's all good.
What?
Like
Yeah, there you go.
before I went to Cristo's house, I just didn't really know if I liked them, and then I was like, all right, let's have them, and it was fine. And then now, the other week when Nora was around, we were having the music is really adding to my conversation. On my stream, but it's it's like sad piano music.
I know what that one is.
Fries are
And I
great.
decided that instead of having regular chips, we'd have sweet potato chips, and it was really good. And we had a great meal of
You're
like
welcome,
chicken
Nora.
Kiev and sweet potato fries. And I really hope you're getting the music by Jack because it's really funny.
It's the best music. He's in the snow. He's in the
So
snow,
apt.
isn't he?
It's so apt.
Are you in the snow right now?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I know. That's the best music. I have jammed on the electric guitar to that music, and it is great.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's very riffable. Well, not riffable, I guess, but you know, it works. So I sold a bunch of stuff, and I think we're gonna be rich tomorrow. I'll spend it all.
I still have 44 on. Just realised that.
That should be
Yeah.
fine. That's what
I've
computers
got
are
good at
for.
remembering to do that. I had a couple of days where I'd go to sleep with E4, Hoi4, and CK2 still running.
Here we are, chat. Here's Hoy from like still in like screenshot mode from what I've made earlier on. My
Here's what I
weird,
made earlier.
Here with my weird like sing. Oh yeah, it's got Sink Yang massive on it. Here we are.
Oh, because of the Sink Yang,
This
what's
is-
it? Sunk Yang. Or
The
something.
the ship is Sinky Yang.
That's such a good achievement name.
But it's a fantastic pun.
So speaking of petty things, I would like to ask you, what is the food? Like it depends on the person, I suppose. So maybe there's no answer for this. But of all the foods that you've ever eaten, what is the food that you eat it in a way that other people don't eat it that way, and you find it the most annoying? So, for example, I'll give you an example. It's not my most annoying.
I find it annoying that I eat it in a way that others don't.
No, you find that others eat it in a way that you don't, and you find it's annoying. That's why it's petty.
Well, with their mouths open. Like that's the only way in which.
Oh, that's yeah. I agree.
Or no, actually, I was at my This is a good story.
Okay, go,
I
go,
was
go.
at my friend's house. And he was, he's of Kashmiri descent. This will become relevant, I promise. And
So let's see. Kashmir is the one below India.
What?
Is that island?
It's a fabric.
It's a
No.
It's also a fabric.
Is
It's
it-
a state that is divided between Pakistan and India, and they might be about to go to war with. over
Yeah, I saw that. But is that the island at the south of India?
it. You think Pakistan owns half of the island at the south of India?
It's kind of close.
I think
No.
Colonel's mistaking it for what you call it, the bit you know they're like disputed about.
The proper name of that place, yeah.
Are you talking about Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka, yeah. No, so it's not
Oh.
Kashmir. Sorry.
So-
Sri Lanka is the one south of India, but
Yes.
it's not contested.
Kashmir's the one that's got the big line in the middle. And, you know,
Yes, Kashmir is in the
India's just
northwest-
India's
northwest of
just put
India.
the foot on lockdown.
Sorry. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Go. Carry on.
Ceylon. It's not called Ceylon anymore. By the way,
Yes,
fate goes.
there's an E in Ceylon.
I thought Ceylon was in
Yeah.
Vietnam.
No, that's Saigon.
no.
Or
Saigon, that's
Saigon,
right.
No,
Yeah.
it's now Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm.
so I was at his house, and his grandma lived with them, and her and his mum were like full on traditional Indian woman stereotype in that they would always prepare and serve food for their guests. Just huge quantities of fantastic food.
This sounds appealing
And
to me.
they would do this whether or not you had arrived there immediately after having lunch. And they would do it whether or not you wanted them to. But anyway,
Sounds
so
good.
he was eating, and he would eat when he was at home. Him and all his family would eat with their hands, basically everything, including like curry and rice and stuff like that.
Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Isn't
that
that
was kind of weird.
Yeah. That does explain though why it is traditional to eat here. I would say I'm not sure if it's traditional though, but
Get ready to go to bed, guys.
the
Go to bed.
the bread with the curry though, because that should help you a lot though, right?
Naan. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But they would kind of hold the naan in one hand and then shovel stuff into it with the other hand. But he knew that I found this kind of uncomfortable, so he was making a joke about me thinking he was a savage by like waving his hands in my face and going like, "Look, savage hands."
So were you sat there like with knife and fork,
Yes,
and they're all there with eating with their hands?
correct.
That's hilarious.
Well, but that's not. Yeah.
Glad you find my culture shock amusing.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit of
What's
that.
the point of culture shock if it's not to be amusing?
It's so the example I was gonna give is bananas. Like
What?
Do you know how Donkey Kong bananas, the banana peels in Mario Kart Racing?
Yes.
Right. Do you know how they
It's
peeled?
Mario Kart Racing.
Do you know how the banana peel is? Right.
I do
Yeah.
not know.
You don't know? Okay. Well,
I
if you
haven't
look,
played basically any Nintendo game.
if you look at it,
How could you have grown up in the modern age and not have experienced losing repeatedly and consistently to Japanese races on Mario? Kart?
because
I didn't play it
played
either.
on a PC since
That
I was
is a-
5.
I didn't play it either. You're just
Part
on.
of my growing up.
You
is
just
seeing
lack
I wasn't
Losing
playing on a PC.
constantly
I
to
was in a
Japanese people
river
on
with
Mario
a
Kart.
chisel outside. Go to bed. whoever's still there.
I'm going to bed.
I'm already in bed.
I'm gonna sell my fish though, so you will wait.
Do I, do I
No,
have
go
a
to
Wii?
bed. Sell the fish tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a Wii when I was when you know we have it somewhere.
It's true. I did have a Wii, but basically the only games I played on it were Zelda and Wii
Didn't bet the
Sports.
cat.
Oh, was it the Zelda
And-
shooty game?
No,
There's the shooty Zelda.
but to annoy Santos, I min-maxed
Target
the Wii Fit thing. Like as soon as they had that thing where you could do like a cross test. As soon as I got my predicted age to 20, which was the perfect score, I never played it again. I had no interest in playing once I'd achieved the proper score.
That's interesting. So going back to the bananas, the example I was gonna give is that the bananas in Mario Kart are peeled the wrong way, and nobody with any shred of decency and humanity peels their bananas like that, because they are terrible people if they would do that. If you know what I mean. So, what I mean,
ate a melon.
you don't. What are you doing? That's so expensive.
You're cutting our profit margins.
So you don't have any example of that, like I do?
No. I mean, I eat foods in a particular way, but I'm extraordinarily non-judgmental.
That's not my experience. I'm kidding.
In terms of I'm very judgmental in terms of like Okay, yeah.
I don't think you are
So
actually.
I'm extremely
Well, I don't know
judgmental
you.
in terms of actually judging people. Like, I'll say like I think that was a bad idea, but in terms of it actually disliking that other people are doing things, I generally don't care. So melons give 100 energy.
You shouldn't have. What are you doing? You just
If
ate
you
like
play Mario
500 bucks.
If we play Mario Kart again, Nora, we'll play it on the Switch. I'll buy a Switch. And we'll play
I
it
need to
on-
buy a Switch too. The other
They're
day
really cool.
I saw a.
Straight up, I love that, says Santos. It is pretty funny.
Which one? What?
Ah, bollocks, wrong way.
What's funny? I didn't get
Me
the joke.
saying that I min-maxed.
Oh.
We fit.
Yeah.
I never played. You played a Switch, Nora? I never played on the Switch.
I never did
Why do you
either,
play
but
Switch?
there's some games that I want to play. I hear they're very buggy though. I don't like. Ugh.
All I want to play is like Mario Kart, basically.
I want to play that Rabbids Mario.
You guys ready? So guys, I need you to hoe a substantial amount of land.
Nah, I'm in the mine, mate. You there?
No, seriously, today it has to be today. It has to be today.
I will do
God's
this.
sake. Go all the way to the bloody mine.
Come back.
I
come
will
back,
do. You should do
hoe.
it. You ate the melon.
I am going to buy them more seeds.
No.
Start hoeing a god almighty amount of land. There is a bronze hoe that you can use to make it faster.
Okay, I'll do this. So you're gonna spend all the money in melon seeds,
Correct.
but you should buy the things. The
What things?
whatchamacallit, the fertilizer. Don't forget about it.
Yeah.
Also, it's a good thing I sold the fish yesterday because that way you can have money.
Yep, it was good. I mean, I also sold fish yesterday.
hmm Also, we should. So we're waiting for iridium.
Oh, we don't. He doesn't sell good fertilizer yet.
Okay. Well, just buy the normal one then. I mean, let
Alright,
me check.
Where am I hoeing? Is it marked out?
Oh, that's not what I
Just
meant to
buying
buy. I bought retaining soil by mistake.
Ooh, what have you done in the world? You spent so much money.
Where's the
Yeah,
bronze hoe?
fertilizer is really expensive.
Did you spend that much money on retaining?
No, I only
Where's
bought
the
6
bronze
for
hoe?
this.
Oh, okay.
Where's the bronze hoe?
I'm gonna go get down
In
to
the
business.
tool
Oh,
thing.
there it is. Okay, yeah. You mean copper hoe?
Yeah.
Copper, bronze, same thing.
So much for
Literally
min-maxing.
no.
Never get good fertilizer. Make basic fertilizer with sap. Google doesn't agree, Santos.
Who
but
said?
I'm
Yeah, did Santos say that?
inclined to believe Santos over Reddit.
Yeah, if Santos says it, it's true. Santos knows these things.
Is he?
Also, yeah. Also,
It's possible we don't need any more hoeing, thank you.
who has the
What?
good axe?
Get
Who
more
has the good
fertilizer.
axe?
This might be
What?
enough.
What?
This might be enough.
That's
The
no.
farmer has them.
Who
Yeah, I
has
think
the good
that's enough.
axe?
I think that's enough.
Can I have the good axe?
No.
Go and
Give me
get
the good
more,
axe.
Go and get the good fertilizer. Go and get more fertilizer out of the thing.
Give me the good
Come on.
axe.
From the thing. The axe is
This
with
thing.
the with the blacksmith.
Oh,
Still.
no, but
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Which
Yeah,
one's
that's all
the-
we need. That's all we need.
That was so little. You didn't buy much at all.
God, that we didn't make. Oh, the melon profit hasn't come through yet. I was saying like, how could we possibly plant less melons, even though we just sold all our melons? Is that right?
It's a miracle of the duplication of the melons.
Miracle of birth.
Or that. I was
Here,
going
I'm
for.
gonna leave behind the orange watering can and go and get the axe.
It's
So someone
it's
water up.
bronze. It's copper.
Right.
It's orange.
Copper, whatever. Orange will do.
It's the watering can. That's what it is.
So, out of context, this Nora quote's pretty good. In his room, we would play at night sometimes.
There.
I'm just gonna leave that.
So my pet peeve is fish. I don't like fish. And also,
Okay.
nobody should eat fish because it's terrible and it pollutes the ocean. It's awful. And also, it has a bunch of mercury, which will kill you. But that's beside the point.
Well, only if you eat like a staggering quantity.
Yes. But
You know what else has? You know what else has that has mercury in it?
Yeah.
I don't know actually.
Old vaccines.
Oh yeah, old vaccines. Well, but I don't take old vaccines. Mine's are brand new.
You probably did.
I did, but I'm good. I ate fish too, so probably fish did more to me. Actually, I know for a fact it did because fish is huge, and vaccines are tiny.
I love it when people say like this X thing, like food or vaccines or whatever contains X thing, and that thing it must be toxic. Just not understanding how compounds work.
Oh, that's specifically absolutely.
You should eat 2 portions of fish a week, one of which should be oily. I think I read a thing saying that fish oil supplements are like the only supplements that are, unless you
good.
have a specific deficit, they're the only ones that are actually like demonstrably.
Specifically, cod liver oil.
Yeah.
And it tastes horrible, but it is very good.
Fish, apart from anything else, fish makes me feel good. Like when I eat a meal of fish rather than like a meal of something greasy.
You know what?
Fish.
You know what?
just
I
feel
agree
good.
with you. I agree with you. But
You agree with me?
I agree with you.
What?
But that's my point. That's my
No,
problem.
we need more watering.
I
Watering.
I disagree. I think it is a lie the way people eat fish, because they
Okay, so how do people eat fish that you dislike?
they produce it, they cook it with their, well, the cooking is okay, but because they can cook it with its skin and with its bones, for sure, no problem. But they cannot serve it with skin and
I
bones.
agree. You shouldn't serve fish with bones. I know almost everyone does.
And
It makes it look better, but it's so much harder to eat.
and it's just you don't serve the hamburgers with a plastic wrapping. You can't do that. Just like, and the problem is like most of the fish I eat, I'm not the one who cooks it, so like I don't have control of it. And it goes to the table. Like I have so much work ahead of me to get to the meat.
Yep, I agree. It's very annoying.
And it's super bad because I never get the job done properly because it's super harder to do when the fish is cooked.
You out of energy, Addaway?
No.
Well, give me the watering can, then I'll keep going.
So that's my rant about
I'm
fish.
not out of energy. I'm doing it now.
Oh, sorry, that's Colonel up there, right? Are you
Yeah.
going to be able to finish it? Because I can go.
I'm going as fast as I can.
It's not good enough, Addaway.
I don't
We
know,
have
I'm-
plenty of
I'm
time.
doing it like 3 tiles at a time.
Good.
We have plenty of time. Do you need help? I'll help
When's it
you.
got to be done by?
You know, tomorrow.
So there's no more planting going on?
Some of these have like wilted.
Also, the
Yes, I don't know why
jalapenos.
we've got some wilted ones.
They're not
10
wilted,
more
it's
wilted.
how they are. Come on, be considerate of the plants.
What on earth is Alton Brown? What?
It's Elton John, except with, I don't know, chocolate?
What are you saying?
First thing that came to my mind. That's half the job of a YouTuber. Don't you know this? Actually, it's not your job, to be fair. That's the opposite of your videos.
Half the job of politicians nowadays.
Blueberry and melon.
I can't disagree with
Have
you.
we got blueberries growing right now?
Well, if you did your job right,
That looks like
we
a
have.
blueberry plant.
Oh, don't water the things that don't have things.
Well, I thought we were planting stuff there.
Are we?
No, we're
I
out
don't
of
think we
seeds
are. Yeah.
because we spent too much on fertilizer.
Our seed is spent.
Don't say that.
Oh.
Or do.
Yeah, the seed is spent in Nora's bedroom, apparently, according to.
That's. I mean,
quote?
that's not. That's.
So it's spent at nighttime.
Leave her
playing.
alone.
In nighttime playing sometimes.
I'm going to bed. Hi.
I'm dropping off at the community center and then I'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
we're
a bad joke. I withdraw that joke.
I get what you were going for. The callback is always a nice thing to do, but
It could have worked better.
yeah. Well, I guess in a way you said the first thing that came. Wait, let's not do that either. Let's drop it.
We need a blueberry. Oh, we also need a tomato. Have we got a tomato growing? Sad react. I'm not going to your game night anymore. No.
That's what you get. Wait. Oh, it's still the end of the month. It's far away. You can make up later. Is it make up? Is that the correct word?
Bundle complete.
Make out?
Yes, that's the correct word.
Okay.
Yes, make out. That's the correct word.
Okay, make out. You can make out.
Oh, something's happening.
Oh, come on, cut the scenes. Cut the scenes.
I can't skip this one.
No,
I bet you can.
make out is definitely not the right word.
No? Okay,
Yeah,
then it's make up.
Make out means to
kiss.
yes.
I know one of them means the other.
Passionately.
French kiss specifically.
Macking, as the
Snog,
kids say.
As Nora says.
Snog.
Cristo,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I'm in the community center right now.
Are you making out?
No. Do you want me to come back?
What? No, I want you to come back.
That was, if I had been able to say that joke right, it would have been quite funny. But as it was just in bad taste, and I apologize.
Addaway doesn't say anything about it.
Hey?
I don't know. Nora is probably the one that needs to say it's okay or no, you pig. Oh,
Nah, she's fine.
speaking of
So
you,
I had
yeah, go
I
ahead.
had this Finnish guy and his friend that lived in London and their girlfriend round to play CK2 the other day. Not CK2, Crusader Kings board game. It's pretty good.
But just some random Finnish guy, like pulled off the street.
Yeah, more or less.
What?
You know how your parents always tell you, like, you should invite round people you've never met, strange men you've never met from other countries.
especially if they finish.
That's what I did.
How did you even find them?
He is one of the moderators on the EU4 Facebook group.
Oh right.
I find I think that's something. I'm sure the experience for that is different between people. When I was like 18, no, not 18, probably like 20, about your age. When I was a kid, many years ago,
Level 4 farming, baby.
I got that as well. I can do the thing with the thing.
Yes,
Crops
I
are
am
worth
very
10%
excited.
more.
Did you see the amount of money we just got? You saw that, right?
Excuse me? How did that happen?
17k.
17k. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade the pickaxe, if you guys don't mind.
Okay, but
We can't plant anything else, or can we? Can we?
we can.
We can. Let's buy everything on more melons.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna mine. In fact.
I'll purchase.
I'll
Make sure.
water.
Tell me how much fertilizer we have left,
Okay, I'm on it.
including fertilized tiles, if you can guess that.
Yes.
And make as much as you can with all the sap we have.
Yes. So yeah, what I was gonna say is when I was about 22 or something, I went out of my way to meet people that I met on the internet in forums and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And
That's terrifying.
it's not terrifying. It's immense fun because they all like RPGs and
Depends
stuff.
how long you've known them for online.
I think
It's good.
Cristo might be the first person I ever met who I met online.
Souls was the first one I met. We went to a wine bar in central London, and I got absolutely plastered.
1, 2, 3.
And then I threw up on the tube the following Monday morning.
That's what
Sounds
you get
nice.
for having tubes
Yeah.
in your country.
It was not good. Don't try
Why
and.
is Souls? Why is Souls not watching? It's nice.
It's True Souls generally likes the
Larger.
Stardew.
We have
Yeah, that
60.
that
Yeah,
was
go ahead.
very bad. Very bad life choices were made.
We have 60 fertilized
Good wine,
spots.
Wine's grace, man.
Sorry, how many?
60 fertilized spots.
60.
Roughly.
60 fertilized or 60 total, including the spots?
No. The total we can make more, but the fertilized ones in particular are 60.
So there's already 60 spots that either have fertilizer on them or we have fertilizer we could put on them. Is that correct?
No. There's 60 spots that have fertilizer on them.
Already?
Already, yeah.
Okay. And how much sap have we got?
We have no sap. I just fertilized everything.
Okay.
I just went ahead and just spurted it all over.
Good to know.
Don't say that.
I did.
Don't say you spurted it everywhere. I don't want to.
I thought you said spread.
No, he
Oh,
definitely said spurted.
I said spurted, yeah. I also meant squirted, but that's probably...
You're really going to struggle with the whole living together thing. Any progress on that front, Nora?
She's got
Well,
into it
Addaway.
Wednesday.
Ooh, good luck, Nora.
I don't know. I was going to say something that I don't remember what it was. And now I don't...
But,
I'm sad.
You said 60, right?
I said 60, yeah. It's a rough calculation too, by the way.
Okay.
Well, not calculation, counting. Oh no, I can stab all the things! Oh, the stabbing is real! Stab.
You need to hoe a substantial amount of territory.
Addaway's
today,
home.
And it has to be today.
I'm watering.
Okay, it has to be
Addaway.
I've got 173 seeds.
I'm watering, man. What should we do?
Okay, water, hoe, everyone get on it. Colonel, what are you doing right now?
I'm in the mines.
Get out of the mines, you absolute bastard.
But I must stab all the things with my sword.
Living together, by the way, pretty sweet.
Yeah, because like it's good
very
economically.
Compared to living with, because when you're living with someone that you really like, everything is just so much easier. If you took your hoe to the mines, so I can't even help.
No, you have another hoe.
No, we don't.
Well, how many hoes do you have?
How do I? Have you got a hoe on you?
I bet he has 3 on them.
Yes, I have the copper hoe on.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the hoe that you
You
need.
keep watering our hoe.
Okay, you guys got it. So it's good
No,
on
we
a.
need you to come, Colonel. We need you to come right now.
I don't know how to drop it.
You click off the menu.
I'm going.
Seriously, Colonel.
I'm
It's
on
not,
it.
we need it planted today, or these are all gonna die.
That's nice.
Click off the side of the screen.
That's not.
You
You're
liked
exactly.
your housemate more.
What do you mean?
You
I'm
open the
gonna
menu.
put it-
You
I'll put it
open
in
the
box.
you open the inventory. Yeah, it's fine.
Put it in the box. Put it in the box.
I'm going.
But seriously, Colonel, it's non-optional. We need you.
I'm on it. We have plenty of time.
We need you, Carl.
Do you
You're
see what
only
Nora
ho-
just? Do you see what Nora just said? She said she
different
likes her housemate.
She had many housemates. I can assure you, she did not like all of her housemates more than she likes me.
Does she like any of her housemates more than she likes you?
Probably not, no.
Oh, I should hope not.
I would say of what I imagine the biggest benefit though is the fact that you can throw parties that don't suck by having two people.
I've thrown very good parties before
I bet they suck.
being with my girlfriend, and only one since.
So are we hoeing or are we watering?
I've never thrown a party.
But why don't you water first? You've never thrown a party.
I've never
I
either.
wouldn't say.
This is madness.
I think of nothing worse.
It's really good fun.
Well, the
I mean,
party
I
meant.
guess now,
I was
now
always
that,
the
like,
host
now,
at high
now that
school.
like I'm an adult, I think that's a good idea. But like,
Think about it from a high school perspective in terms of like social pecking order. There's no how do I get invited to a party? You just host one and you are instantly popular.
but then they're in your house.
That sounds
You
like
invite the people you actually like.
the worst nightmare.
There was one house party. It took place in my student house in first year, and like it just like people didn't leave till like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I didn't do it in the student house. We
I
did
was
it.
like-
I did it at high school in my like parents' house, and it was a really good time.
Oh, you're not fertilizing. What are you doing?
We're out of fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
I'm asleep.
You're asleep.
I run out of energy.
Go
Eat
to
a
the
bunch of
bath.
consumables. We need you out of way.
Go to the bath. Quick.
No, just eat consumables. We need you.
Bath is fast enough. We're fine. We have so much time. We could go fishing. later.
Look how much we have to freaking water.
I don't have. I think you guys are taking all the canning cans.
Oh, it's true. I have a can.
Do you still have
you go.
seeds?
Oh, I can't drop it now either.
Interesting.
No, that's everything. There you go.
Okay, so it's. Oh yeah.
Oh wait, where'd my good can go?
Did you drop it? I don't have
Did
it.
someone just pick up my can?
I think so. But
Well,
I.
Addaway,
wasn't.
which can do you have right now? Oh, yeah, okay, Addaway has good.
The bronze one,
Good, that's fine.
or copper one.
And yeah, so yeah.
Ah,
When you get out of energy, just give me the can.
When you get out of energy, you can just.
So
eat
you
them
sure
now.
one of you doesn't have two cans?
I mean,
You put it in the
confirm.
wrong damn container then, you absolute
Of
bastards.
course. It wasn't me.
there's all kinds of stuff in different containers over there.
I'll sort that in the meantime.
I have not been paying attention to that today, in any
What the heck
sense.
is that thing? A chicken statue. It's to be donated. Okay.
Yeah, I found it in the mine.
Yep, here's the watering can. It's in this one. Whose house is this? You bastards. And here's the other hoe. Ah,
Whose house is this? Certainly not
sons
mine.
Of a bitch.
It wasn't me. So I'm tired. I can eat spicy berry.
I am a very good player at this game.
You say that, but
I am sluggish from overexhaustion.
oh, you shouldn't have done
Doing
that.
some
Why
more
have you
stuff.
done this?
You're not supposed to do that yet.
Now you're gonna need to drink wine. I think it
I'll
is
eat the
wine
tomato.
that cures their exhaustion. There's a thing that cures their. Is it milk?
You aren't supposed to or be able to drop your tools. Ah, I see.
Well, Addaway disagrees with that because he dropped his.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
apparently not.
In the end,
He was
I
just
didn't
an
in the end.
idiot.
That's true.
I can make more fertilizer now that I threw a.
Am I high enough crafting level to make sprinklers yet? Only basic ones. I need another round. You should let me harvest everything next time so we can get one person to the highest level of sprinklers.
Okay.
Okay. Job's done.
That's a game I've never played.
What?
Yeah. I'm a StarCraft boy. I'm not
So
Age of
I had
Empires.
I was doing something interesting the other day. I
Alright.
went to suffrages.
So, what?
Selfridges.
Selfridges, yeah, which I keep saying wrong.
What is that?
Suffrages.
I do always keep saying.
Voting?
Selfridges. Selfridges is one of the most
Really
expensive
posh.
department stores in Britain,
Oh.
and
Like
we
Harrods.
Harrods, yeah. And I was looking at different diamond cuts for engagement rings.
Ooh. I thought you could. I thought you couldn't do that for like ages.
I'm not going to propose until she's qualified,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean I can't look at diamond cuts, make plans in advance.
No, I guess
It's all a
It's only
scam.
like 5 months.
It's all a scam.
Oh, I thought it was like April.
Yeah, something like that. How many months is that?
A bit more than 5, mate.
If you say
It's,
so.
it's August.
Yeah, it's like
8.
6 or so.
It's not a 6. You do maths.
From August?
7.
Clearly-
It's 7. That's close.
That's 7.
6 and 7 is the same.
Nora says it's 7.
Yeah.
September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. It's 8. It's clearly 8.
7 and 8 is almost the same. It's even more the
They
same
are
than 6 and
similar
7.
numbers.
Actually, that's a good point.
No.
Is
Plus,
one
it might be early in August. It might be early in April even.
is a question? Here's a question for you. Is 1 and 2 more similar
Counting
to?
April.
Are 1 and 2 more? You guys are talking about other things.
Sorry,
Pay
say it
attention
again.
to me.
I'm listening.
You're not.
I am. Talk.
I'm kidding though. I was gonna say, is 1 and 2 more similar to each other than 7 and 8?
No, they're more different.
They're more different, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I think,
Definitely.
I
7
think
and
it,
8 are much closer percentage-wise.
yeah. But I think it is. It isn't unwarranted to say that they're the same, or they're the same difference, I should say,
It's not unwarranted, no.
because they're technically the same
It's
difference.
not completely unwarranted, no. By the way, we should spend all this wood on... Well, give it to me, and I will make preserves jars, and we're going to preserve all these melons.
Oh, I sold all the melons though.
Yeah, it's okay, but we can... The next round, we're going to preserve.
Yeah. Okay. Preserves take forever though,
But that's okay.
so I think it might be better to put our money to work capitalist style, and
I don't know.
and not focus on the long term and focus on the short term.
No, a long-term profit, high-yield investment.
I don't know. I like my short term, and because, especially when you consider the stocks, our stocks will rise, and then we can do a stock buyback with a
need
short
all
term
that
profit.
wood.
And-
Give me all that wood, Addaway.
I'll give you all my wood.
Hey.
Don't worry.
I need all the wood.
There you
It's
go.
in the chests.
I put the wood.
Yeah, I've used it all.
You
Okay, great. You do. I'm glad for you.
can we go to bed now?
Yeah, just going to plant down these preserves and get them going.
Oh, you can do them. Oh, that's fantastic.
August
yeah.
is by far the worst month of the good part of the year.
Is it? What's wrong with
Yeah,
August?
it's always so bloody rainy in August.
Well, speak for yourself.
every
Actually, it is pretty
year is
rainy
like
here in
this.
Portugal, but that's because of the Arctic for unfreezing.
Right, go to bed.
I'm in bed. Go to bed. You're the only
Yeah,
one.
I mean, granted, in Portugal, it's probably a bit better than it.
It's pretty.
Yeah,
It's
but-
pretty hot normally, but not this
The
year.
last day or two, it's been a torrential.
Hmm.
Where I've been like the rain yesterday, like something else. But then weirdly, September's always quite nice.
Can vegans eat animal crackers?
September's always quite sort of,
Preserve jars are a good idea, but not with
Fine.
melons. Damn it.
Oh,
I filled
dang
them
it!
with
You
melons.
ruined it all.
Oh, we got some sap.
I got
Stole
it.
my sap.
It's important for crafting. Don't sell it.
you gotta do a whole another day of just pure out freaking water again.
I'm going to the mines.
Yeah, but soon we'll be able to get sprinklers, and then we're just going to go hard on sprinklers so we never have to water again.
You guys do your thing. I'm going to the mines. Bye.
No, we need you to water. Come on, this is communal boring activity.
No, I am gonna
Yes,
do
come
single
back.
player
No,
boring activity.
No, come back. We
I'm
need
the most
your help.
experienced
You
player
call
here.
yourself a socialist, and you just run off to do the profit.
I don't call myself a
Leaving the
socialist.
grunts.
I call myself. I don't call myself. I call myself an anarchist, and I'll be doing myself a favor. I think this is the.
If you're an anarchist, then we really ought to separate out this gold pile.
Do whatever you want. Just
And every day there should be like a 25% chance that we shoot you.
sounds good to me.
My favorite kind of person are the anarchists or like libertarians who like believe in the death penalty. The logic is like yes, the state should keep out of our lives. Except I think it should be able to murder people.
I realize the
logically consistent, though. I see.
I realize the nomenclature is a bit muddy, but libertarians and anarchists are on the two opposite sides of the spectrum.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying. Yeah, I know. But, like they exist, and it's like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't have like publicly owned roads because that's like socialist tyranny. But we should allow the state to like,
That's libertarian.
murder people. yeah.
So what's the difference? Enlighten me.
Ooh. Well, it depends. Anarchism is a very, very varied school, and like even in specific schools of anarchism, there's very.
What's the very basic tenet?
The basic tenet is that
pitch it. Give me the elevator.
it's anti-authoritarian in the sense that I think there's a specific way of saying it. Is there you shouldn't have unjustified hierarchies, and then of course immediately the question
Does
is
anyone think you should have unjustified hierarchy?
yeah, that's the well yes there
Literally no one would say I support unjustified hierarchy. Everyone thinks their hierarchy is justified.
oh I see what you mean.
I mean, supporting monarchy, like people who support monarchy now, like understand that like it's unjustified that the people who are the monarchs are in that position, but like they support the system nonetheless because it delivers X, Y, Z.
Because they can justify it.
Yeah.
I guess so, but it's.
But anyway, Colonel, after picking you up on one word, do proceed.
No, that is the question. That is immediately the answer that must be answered by any anarchist, and what you think is a justified hierarchy or not. Although, I'm putting it in terms that anything goes. Not anything goes, but if something can work without an hierarchy, the tenet is that tenement. The
Yeah,
principle?
that's right. Tenet.
Yeah. Is that you should not enforce hierarchies if it works without it. That's basically it. And then it can be applied to...
Yeah, so I don't see how that... Like, I suppose the actual conclusion is, like, not just that, but that most or a lot of hierarchies currently used fall under that category. That would be the controversial part.
Yeah,
because
but
everyone agrees you shouldn't have... If you don't need a hierarchy, no one says, yeah. I mean, apart from maybe civil servants, no one says... Yeah, go hierarchies we don't need.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who say that there are. I think there's anarchists in specific that go all out and just say there's no justifiable hierarchies. I find it difficult to understand that in specific applications of work things, like for example, how do you apply anarchism to a workplace where different people have different responsibilities? Yeah. So. I think, and specifically regarding the application of anarchism, when in workplaces, that's where it's most important. I feel like because then it expands to the whole employer and employee. And it's just if you're gonna say the employer and employee hierarchy, then it's very easy to say, okay, you don't need this hierarchy in a certain world. But when you say that you have an engineer or you have a designer or you have a market strategist, I guess, or whatever, that immediately becomes very complicated. And I don't understand myself how anybody can justify that hierarchy not existing. But
Okay,
that's
and
just
how does
me.
this differ from anarchy when you say they're opposite ends?
No, that's anarchism.
Sorry, from libertarianism.
Yeah, for libertarianism is mostly deregulation and allowing the
Isn't deregulation just removing the hierarchy of a government regulating board?
Well, yes, but it is also allowing the hierarchy of those with more capital to just do what they want. It's not necessarily that. I'm sure there's going to be libertarians who disagree with me. I don't know if Addaway has a...
Yeah, I guess, like you could if you draw a distinction line between like a libertarian wants to remove certain hierarchies but wants to preserve the hierarchy of like rich people having like more money.
Yeah.
And like capitalism, the hierarchy that created by that. Whereas an anarchist might want to get rid of that hierarchy as well.
Yeah, I think so. Specifically in regard, because anarchism often uses regulation as a means of de-hierarchizing the specification. So, especially on a sort of temporary standpoint, I think historically at least. The thing is, anarchism just doesn't have a very rich history in general. It's very rarely applied for very specific reasons that people want power. I think the thing is.
Oh, I'm muted.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. My bad.
Yeah.
Small administrative note. Professions don't stack. Someone take herder. I've taken farmer already. So we need one person to take each side of the ones that just give like cost increases.
Oh, that's where it gets fun.
I haven't taken anything of any kind.
That's where it gets fun.
To level 5, someone take herder.
Oh, are you? You're doing a thought experiment, right? Is what you're saying.
What?
Why you are talking about herder? What's
In the game.
Oh, I thought you were talking about anarchy, because that's an interesting
I
question.
just don't want people to forget this, so I'll just say it real quick. When you get to level 5 in farming, you can choose between herder and farmer. And the farmer makes 10% more from crops, and the herder makes 20% more from animals. They don't stack, so we need one person to take each.
Okay.
So someone take herder.
Sounds good.
Anyway.
It's funny you mentioned this annotation, how long it's been since my gaming video. I actually checked today, and it's been 268 days since the last video was uploaded to the Addaway channel.
200? No, it wasn't. You uploaded one the other day.
Not to the Addaway channel, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I think
I've been inactive for 268 days now.
I think I'm linking.
And you could probably still use it to get press keys for like a lot.
Oh yeah, no one checks.
Some of them do.
But the thing is, the automatic check things just tell them like the views on the most recent video.
Oh, that's bad.
Like on
Keylayer,
it just lists like the last 6 most recent videos.
Oh, yeah, in that case, it's not so great. But like I checked, like literally all that channel's traffic is still that bloody France documentary from like 2 years ago with some like 600,000 views or something.
By the way, Addaway, did you figure the monetization out? Did anything happen about that?
Which one?
On the historiograph.
Yeah, I got monetized in like January. The channel was.
Eventually.
I still have like basically every video gets flagged and it has to be done.
Yeah.
Reviewed, but most of them get made green, except for a couple that have been copyright claimed by Associated Press or a person purporting to be them. I haven't really looked into it, and a few have been like held as being demonetized for no reason, but for some reason they have.
I have because obviously like you're focused on historical content, and there's specific corners of the internet that are a lot more focused on that than other corners. And I think I don't know if they do it still, but I'm pretty sure YouTube or the algorithm anyway for demonetization in specific looks at the history of the people who watch your videos to determine connections between videos and just
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they do that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I feel like all of the speculation around that is just so completely baseless and has no data.
Yeah, like no one really knows.
My only data is
even YouTube don't really know what the algorithm does. Honestly, they don't. Like, they have no idea.
I can't say that that's not necessarily true at all, or rather, that's too many negatives. I agree with that. I think, especially
because the algorithm is now so complex, and it's so
it's deep learning. It's
far down its learning thing. Like YouTube can't really tell you why it picked a particular video. Yeah, they can say what they tell the algorithm to look for, and like how high they rank certain things. But they can't tell you any particular video. Okay, here's the reason why the algorithm picked this video.
Exactly, because that's the nature of algorithm or deep learning anyway. But
you specifically should take herder, and Colonel, you take farmer.
Okay. But my only source point is, well, not my only source point, but I think that they look at the viewership, because different people with the same type of content will get monetized and demonetized. I personally never get demonetized, me either. Ever. But I got one particular video. One specific video, and it was a stream announcement video of all things, and I think that
would have been under spam, I think.
Yes, and I think that is the point. My stream announcement videos never get demonetized, but one of them got, and it got 2 minutes after a neo-Nazi showed up spouting neo-Nazi bullshit. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
My understanding was that things like stream announcement videos, like YouTube made a conscious choice a while back to like not allow them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, to basically say they were spam.
Yes.
Which is not necessarily unfair.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I
think
considering like their whole purpose is to like drive people away from YouTube, which is exactly what YouTube doesn't want.
But I think that's also another thing. It's like it tipped it over the sort of, because it's all about probabilities, right? The algorithm looks at probabilities. This is likely to be demonetizable or not, and so I think it might have tipped it over, and on a specific comment anyway. And that's my only data point personally, but I'm pretty sure
that sounds extraordinarily susceptible to confirmation bias.
Because that's the only time, not the only time that I got a video demonetized, mind you, but it's the only time I saw it happen right after a comment that was so blatant. It's like super blatant. I didn't even understand what they were going on about, but they were just, it's like, I have no idea what they were going on about, but it was 2 minutes after.
From my perspective, like my only gripe really with the YouTube monetization system is that they don't seem to review the videos before they get made public. So for example, the video that I've just made has now been made monetized. It was demonetized, but like I've missed out on the first 20-ish thousand worth of views. There was all demonetized because by the time they'd reviewed it, it had already gained all those views because they didn't seem to do it until after it had been published. And I've done it before. I've waited like 2, 3, 4 days with it uploaded and set, and I'm just appealing it, and they just don't review it until it's been made public.
I think I'm not sure that they actually review it when they tell you they have reviewed it. I think sometimes they don't review it and they accept it as, for me anyway, because I have had some videos marked as demonetized before they go public, and I mean
mine always are marked, like as soon as they're uploaded, they're marked as demonetized.
Yeah, and you ask for do you ask for a review before it goes online?
Yeah. As soon as I typically, like for this one, I finished it on Friday. No, I uploaded it on Friday morning, and then the video went public Saturday afternoon. So they had a day and a half to review it, and they didn't. They reviewed it by yesterday.
Because my channel is pretty small. Like I get at most 200 views a video. Of course, I upload a lot of videos, but still, like it's even small. It's a lot smaller than your channel.
My opinion is that I think until you're at 100,000 partner manager, you basically don't exist as far as YouTube.
I don't think that they actually review your videos, despite them saying that they do. I think it's another algorithm.
I think it is a person, but like that's the person who sits there and reviews like dozens a day. Just like
dozens.
That's what they say it is.
Hundreds. Dozens. Well, hundreds. Yeah, I guess hundreds.
That's what they say it is, but the thing is, I remember the last.
I'm not convinced. I think if you're below a certain level, they don't. They run just
another algorithm.
Like I'm not convinced. Like the amount of money my videos make at like 1,000 views, say, there isn't enough money there to make it remotely viable for them to have a person check it. How could a person possibly check it? You know, it's half an hour video.
I don't know.
They're not gonna check it.
I suspect what it probably is more likely is it's someone who like reads or looks at a report that the algorithm has made on the video.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then basically decides like, okay, has it actually got a point here? Like the algorithm will say, okay, I've flagged this video for X, Y, and Z reason.
That's
and
very
the person's just got to go, oh right, yeah, that's clearly like that's clearly completely
As
wrong.
Laura was laughing about.
I think that's very likely.
Doing stuff while you're watering anyway, while you're talking.
Hey?
You, as Nora was laughing about earlier, when you start talking, you just cease doing anything in game.
Right, yeah, I did.
I think I remember the last time I got a video demonetized was a Sunless Skies video, which is a very.
Have you finished that?
No, I'm still playing it.
I did the first area. Is it good after that?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. It's like it's absolutely.
I felt like it was just Sunless Seas, but kind of worse and not.
I never played Sunless Seas, but
what?
I have to, don't I?
That's madness. It's so much better.
So the thing is, I remember I got the video demonetized right as I changed its title and scheduled it. And the title,
yeah, that does happen a lot.
yeah, and I think the title said something like "kill them all" or something like that, or it was part of the title, and or something about suicide or some, I don't know, something that could be interpreted as
Something that would definitely get you flagged.
exactly.
So I've learned this the hard way. Like, if I've uploaded a video before, and like when it's in its raw uncut state, just like, you know, .mp4 or whatever the video's called, and it gets flagged. I like click review it. I'm like, thinking, I want to review it as soon as possible to get the longest time to review it before it goes public. So then I review it, and then it's gone green, and then I later on added the thumbnail, title, the description, the tags, and then it's gone demonetized again.
Yes, and then you can't appeal it.
I've had to wait like a while for it to be re-reviewed.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that the video in particular was demonetized because of the title, and it was like I upload it always at least one day in advance. Depends on the video. Sometimes I record it on the day, but anyway, there's sometimes. But that's why I was saying
in advance. The best bit about doing gaming YouTube is have like 5,000 videos scheduled up.
No, yeah, I say at least one day in advance.
That was always the best bit. Like, you felt like an absolute like god of productivity when you had like videos, like scheduled.
I have
for
some.
the next 2 years.
I have like for example, Sunless Skies. Today I recorded an episode that's gonna go up probably in 2 weeks. But for example, this video is recorded on the day before it goes up, so you know.
It's the same thing I get now when I schedule like 10 posts for a week. And it's like, I am essentially a god now. I've ascended to a higher plane of existence.
My thing is I asked for a review, and it took and this was after I had set it all up for the day after or whatever, and I asked for a review, and it took like 6 or 7 hours until it got manually reviewed and approved. I got an email and saying, oh, it's good news, yay, we're not, you know, and this was before it went up, so I don't know if it's a person. I would say it isn't. Also, if they didn't leave a comment, so I don't like them.
I keep being knackered as soon as I start the day.
Because
Yeah,
of Cristo.
We'll soon be out of it.
It's all his fault.
What?
You're the big... This is unjustifiable hierarchies. You're profiting off of my labor.
It's not unjustifiable.
Something...
I'm the best.
I don't know. Gay space communism automatic.
Yeah, so that's a phrase that has been driving me up the wall recently.
It's got to do
Profits
with...
of the unpaid wages of the working class is such a massively ignorant thing to say.
How does that goes? Wait, what?
Profits of the unpaid wages of the working class.
Oh yeah, that has to do with the
It's
theory.
just such a monumentally ignorant thing to say.
That's
Because the reinvestment of, as we said earlier, the reinvestments of profits is how our entire society isn't just dirt poor.
Well, if you don't pay to the people who work and still reinvest it, the people will still be dirt poor. Right?
Yes, but the point is that they're claiming not that the poor should be paid, which is an uncontroversial and obviously true thing, but that the poor should be paid all the profits.
Yeah, but that's
You
in
are
the
immediately outcompeted by the person that far more sensibly massively grows their business. by
exactly. But that's on a different market framework. You can't apply.
And furthermore, you should be outcompeted because the other company is being massively more productive, growing the economy and providing more jobs and more services.
Well, but the thing is, that doesn't apply in the current framework.
What?
I don't know. I think that's the theory of wage theft specifically.
It's essential Marxist.
Yeah, I think it's like old school
shit.
stuff.
But like,
But it doesn't.
the thing that I see how it's like it seems silly to me is that like, okay, so like they're saying, all right, so like the real value of your hourly wage is like the sum total of whatever profits the company makes, essentially. But like, if the company is paying you all that money, then the company, like, it won't exist.
That's not the thing is,
because it's paid all its profits to you.
you can't apply the
You
same.
won't have a job.
You can't apply the same paradigms to that particular. I think to that particular theory.
Why is there algae in the...
It's Santos.
Algae?
I hate you.
It's Santos.
Sorry, go ahead.
Because you can't apply it to this. It's not even like I don't think originally anyway. I never read Marx. You can tell that. But originally it's meant more as a reflection rather than necessarily as a okay, so this is unpaid work, and so we should need to change.
Yes, no, I'm not necessarily like I haven't read Marx either, but I'm specifically talking about people that think basically any time a company makes a profit, they think that means they're stiffing their employees.
Yeah.
Which is just so unbelievably wrong.
Especially because most of the profit actually comes from stiffing their clients. But it still has to do with
willing to pay the fee.
Nah, because of renting market.
Willingly participating.
Because of pharmaceuticals. Because of energy sector. Or military. There's a lot of examples why that doesn't work.
Military.
Like you tell me you can say, hey, I don't want you to pay Radion because they bomb people in Cyprus. Not Cyprus.
I'm not the customer.
You are still the customer as the citizen of the United Kingdom.
What? Customer of who?
Customer of who? Yeah.
Of whoever makes your airplanes. You pay with your tax.
Boeing mostly.
Yeah, and Lockheed.
The government is a customer.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess again they act on our behalf. So
and the government does, the government does choose to say, yes, we want to buy your stuff, and therefore, yes, the government is culpable for the things that company does. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're still sort of locked in. If you want an F-22, you're not gonna pay a Portuguese.
Have an F-22.
No, you can pay the Portuguese plucky company.
You could just not get an F-22.
That's true, but like you can also not buy a house or rent a house in particular. That's why I started. The market doesn't always
rent a house from somebody else somewhere else.
The market doesn't always allow for choice. Like
not always.
It very rarely does allow for choice. It's only in commodities that it allows for choice.
I think it allows for choice in A, most areas, and B, more areas than any other plausible system.
I think the the conversation started with the whole wage thing.
I'm ready for bed, by the way. Anyone else?
What's the view on billionaires?
Hang them.
No.
Guillotines.
I think people, even though it's
nobody earns $1 billion. That's my.
I think, although it's obviously a joke for most people, I think people should be careful about calling for genocide.
No, of course.
Which they do so much.
Yes.
It really annoys me.
But when it's the millionaires.
Because people.
I'm kidding.
Actually do,
They do. Yeah, I think that's.
Genocides have occurred before, with the French killing everyone that could read and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Yes. This is actually a pertinent thing for now because we live the political climate in which we live now essentially means that even innocent things you might say or do 10 years ago you now can't because not everyone agrees that it's bad. So I give you an example. The piano music is really fitting as well again.
Every time Addaway gets real. So in my videos, so basically in lots of my videos there have been examples of can't concentrate. There have been examples of
go to bed,
like heroism or bravery by Axis troops, by German troops, or by fascist Hungarian troops, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was making this video 10 years ago, I would feel much less squeamish about saying they were heroic or saying this is really brave of this soldier to do, or here's I'm pointing out a really brave thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel way more squeamish about. I'm in bed already.
I'm going.
About doing that now because I have to understand that not everyone. We've lost the collective agreement that they were wrong.
Yeah.
And they were bad. Because we've lost that collective agreement in society that these things are definitely bad and we shouldn't, and everyone understands they're bad. You have to think really carefully about what you decide to give prominence to,
mm-hmm.
and what you decide to bring to the viewer's attention, unless they get the wrong impression.
Yeah, that's a very. I think that's a very sober.
Content creators and people who make stuff have to be aware of.
Yeah, I think that's a very sober attitude to have it towards it. And I think it sort of loops back to what Cristo was saying, that there are people who take it seriously, even and specifically regarding the wage theft thing. It's applied. It can be applied in a specific context, but there
because basically the problem we have is that even if I'm saying, okay, so for example, in the Norway campaign, in the videos I did a long time ago, there was a destroyer captain who acted really bravely and was like taking on like much superior odds with some British ships that were attacking him and so on. And it's like, great, I can look at that and say, yeah, that's a really good like act of being a sailor and like all that kind of thing. But the problem is that if I sort of focus on that in a video, like even though I know, like I'm just appreciating it as an act of bravery, and I understand, having read about how they were indoctrinated and brainwashed, and how they were just fighting for their family and yada yada. Even though I know that, by putting it in a video, I'm still on a small scale valorizing somebody who was fighting for a genocidal regime. And the reality is that particularly with Nazi Germany, like the ideology and the war are inseparable, and they can't be separated. You can't have a completely neutral appreciation of one thing. But of course, you can talk about it amongst a group of people who have like all studied it and all have this like understood agreement that it was wrong. But society at large doesn't have that anymore, or doesn't seem to.
It's very complex.
I don't know. I think there's too much credence being given to loud people on Twitter again.
No,
I think society might well still have that.
I think the internet, I don't know, especially on the back of, it's very complicated because the internet has such a huge role that plays on the life of people.
I'm really sorry. How many days are there in a month? Just real quick.
28.
Thank you.
4 weeks exactly.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think the internet has a huge role. The other day I was talking about it to my dad, who just is. But I was talking about it to him, and his reply was that he doesn't care because he uses the internet in his very own way. And his very own way is very old school. Like he doesn't watch recommended news.
Watching, by the way.
Sorry.
We need you watching today.
Oh, I'm in the mines again.
We need you watching that.
But I'll be back.
He uses it in his own way, so he kind of doesn't appreciate some ways in which it could be
the influence algorithms have in the way public perception works. And it even has on his public perception, because even if he watches his own websites for news, and he goes there and he watches what he wants. And he doesn't look at recommended suggestions. He barely uses Google to search things, which is more of a symptom of his own. He doesn't. Anyway.
Sure.
But that still kind of shields him from the effects of algorithmic shifts in public perception. And for people who use the internet daily, because that's the vast majority of people these days, especially politically active people, that is. I think we cannot underestimate the effect that it has. And yeah, loud mouths on Twitter. Twitter is absolutely. I'm not saying you're wrong in that. And it's very easy to look at it and just be like, oh, the world is doomed.
I think the thing for me is that like Cristo is probably correct that I probably give too much credence to what people say on Twitter and so on. But like I feel incredibly responsible as someone who makes.
I understand
about World War II. Like, I feel like if I see like people saying like, like pro-Nazi stuff in my comments, I feel incredibly responsible for that.
Yeah.
So I feel like, particularly for someone who like is in, I think amongst the people who make history videos, we also have this understanding that like we have to be incredibly careful about how we present things, because not everyone has done the research that people have, and they don't understand, just how serious things are. I probably do focus too much on it. I feel like I'd rather do that than sort of give people the wrong impression about history.
I think if everybody did the same thing, and I'm not even talking about historical channels, I'm talking about things like even like, for example, PewDiePie being co-opted by white supremacist terrorists.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's exactly the kind of thing that I don't want to see happen. I don't want to see happen.
Yeah, but like there's
got a hoe on me.
There's attitudes that you can have to mitigate
me and
that.
Cristo have had a discussion on PewDiePie before a while back.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
His role in normalizing like anti-Semitism.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah,
but
so
I think that's a different. That's connected, but you don't even need to go through that extent. Like even if he was completely innocuous and didn't get into any, it didn't give any leeway. Like if my channel was quoted, my lowly nobody knows anything channel was quoted by a white supremacist that goes up to shoot a bunch of people, like I would probably stop doing videos about games for a week and just focus on that every day. I would go out of my way so hard, and just because that is such a tremendous.
I don't know. How do you make a video about that with a huge reach that's productive, rather than just informing people about a hateful ideology that they might find out they agree with?
A video about what? So I didn't follow that at all.
So he did. So who was it that yelled, "Subscribe to PewDiePie" or tweet it or something? Like
one of
that
the
was-
New Zealand
That was
shooter.
the guy in Christchurch.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, yeah. So,
In,
oh yeah, right. He put a bunch of
New
things
Zealand.
on his gun, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't see how you, as a creator, let's say. So, for the sake of argument, I'm not saying this is necessarily true, and I don't think it's necessarily that easy or productive to discuss. But let's say PewDiePie is innocent before this event.
Yeah. We don't need to get into
Just
that.
for the sake of
Yeah,
discussion.
I actually I didn't like that event was one that like I didn't blame PewDiePie for.
So
at all.
how?
Like,
So
Yeah.
Colonel is,
I think so.
respond to that.
was stuff before that, a while before that.
So Colonel is saying he would respond to that by creating videos, basically saying what? What do you say in those videos?
What I'm saying is it would change everything. Like, just.
But I want you to be specific.
Yeah. Okay. So if that happened, I would first off get a lot more political. I wouldn't get more political. I would get political with my videos. I would make videos denouncing the specific ideologies. I would educate.
I think I understand where Cristo is coming from, but my opinion would be that PewDiePie is not the person to be doing that.
I
If
basically
if
think
I-
getting
I- I-
exactly getting
I think if
political
I
on that
was-
kind of thing as
if I
PewDiePie
was-
is
if
not
I was
going to
in that
be
position,
good.
The more the potentially the better course of action is to like give a platform to like a historian or someone who like can speak with on the subject with like real authority, and give them your platform to
Yeah.
sort of reiterate that message. I don't think it would be a good idea for him personally to be the person conveying that message, because like he's a comedy character. You wouldn't wash.
I think I agree with you.
Badly.
I would agree with you, and I think the moment probably definitely I would talk to people immediately if that
But
something like that happened.
I have no issue with PewDiePie not doing that, because
I think
I understand why he would not want to, just to engage with it in any way. My issue I had with PewDiePie before was to do with, particularly when he paid the Indian guys to shout.
yes.
It was a thing drawing, yeah.
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 Because I remember the point I eventually came to. We had that conversation because I eventually like refined my thinking. Essentially, my concern is that when somebody watches that and they interpret that rightly as a joke, it means that when a neo-Nazi person who's got a much worse agenda makes similar kinds of jokes, the third party isn't able to properly distinguish between the two, and they end up sort of getting sucked into a world of nefarious intent.
Yeah.
Because they sort of have that kind of
When
joke
something
is
that should be a red
normalised to
flag.
them.
When
That was
something
essentially my eventual opinion.
Yeah, I think when something that should be a red flag to a normal person becomes taken as an edgy, especially when it's especially when it's inserted into other things that, because it gets co-opted. Like for example, I don't know, people who let me talk from experience and for specifically what I went through as a person.
What else do you go through?
I think
I was about to say that.
sorry.
Sorry, we said how else you go through things.
No, because I can talk in general terms. But like, for example, I can tell you my path through the internet, I suppose. So
Sure, yeah.
back in 2009, 2010, something around that line, I was first introduced to notions of specifically feminist criticism of video games and media in general. And we didn't have Gamergate. I actually didn't even know about Gamergate until years later. We didn't have Gamergate for years after that. So I was in a context where the culture around the reaction to feminist criticism was nowhere near as toxic as what it eventually became.
Yeah.
But I was still receptive to that reaction. You know, me being a man and basically never having even been educated in what feminism is in the first place. So I was like, oh, these people are saying that these games are sexist, and I looked at it.
When was Gamergate?
2014.
No, when was Colonel somehow not educated in feminism?
Oh, 2009.
Wow.
I'm talking, yeah.
How old were you in 2009?
21, 22? Yeah, I don't.
His education
I
loses
was
point.
13.
Oh, yeah.
2009. No, it wasn't.
Not that I think
14.
you disagree with that. But
14.
You disagree? Sorry.
I said not that you would disagree. That's
Oh, yeah,
a thing
yeah.
On Portuguese education.
Yeah, it's anyway. The thing is, like, for example, I hear somebody say, "Oh, The Witcher is sexist," and them pointing specific things that I didn't have the proper context or knowledge to understand why it's sexist, and I just read a headline, and I'm saying, "Oh, it's not. They must be terrible people." So the reaction is the same for a lot of people. Who are not, you know, a lot of men in particular, anyway. And if you get caught up on other political agendas related to that, and you don't take red flags as what they are, what they normally would be, if you see somebody saying HH or like Heil Hitler,
Okay.
or doing the white power sign, the one.
Well, the OK sign.
The OK
that
sign,
was,
yeah.
that was ironically made into a white power sign, and now kind of is because
because
what
that's how
the
signs
internet
work.
decided yeah.
Yeah. But you don't see that as a red flag. You see, oh, that's one of the persons that doesn't like the feminists that criticize my video games. So they're friends. And you get locked into a bubble.
You're describing the culture war, Colonel.
Yeah, I know.
It's ongoing and all-consuming.
It's not all-consuming. It's Twitter-consuming.
It seems that it feels like it's all-consuming most of the time. I'm in bed.
The hierarchy says go to bed.
I'm going back to bed.
The fully justified hierarchy.
No, the Cristo is the server owner. Dante's not me.
But I think it is a matter of the people who are the most invested in it are very loud. I'm not gonna say on both sides because it's definitely not on both sides, and also on both sides it's loaded with meaning, so I'm not gonna do that. But it's very easy for people who are vocal about it to be perceived as a majority, and I think a lot of people don't know. Like,
I can make quality sprinklers.
Oh my
Praise
God.
be unto Nuggin.
What did you sell?
Nuggin is a god and a Pratchett book. What did I sell? Well, look at it.
Oh,
3 melon jellies is 1.6 fucking grand.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's very good. Who said that melon jelly was not good?
That deserved it.
Yeah, pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's very.
Hang on, sorry, can I just I'm gonna assign some jobs, because from now on, after you have watered, your one job is to acquire as much iron, gold, and quartz as possible. We need one of each. We need them in equal proportions.
Sounds
so
good.
Water, and then just proceed to make as much as those things as possible.
Sorry, iron, gold.
And
I'm going to the mines.
Now
No,
I'm going to the mines because I have the
water
pickaxe.
first, because I'll get repetitive strain if you make me do all the bloody watering.
Yeah, Addaway can help you with that because I have the only copper pickaxe. I'm the only one capable of even
It's a good point.
remotely getting gold.
Focus gold, yeah.
Yeah, I need 5,000 to upgrade this thing. I probably
You can do that.
I'll let you know when I get to gold. I'm very close. I've been sort of working on it.
It's true. You should upgrade it to iron.
Yeah, but like I need to get to gold and see how hard it is to get gold out of this.
Yeah, I'll do another one up to copper as well, because you two mine at the same time.
Oh, I ate one of the plants by accident.
I forgive you.
As long as you don't eat the jelly.
I'm
Don't
cutting
eat
in the profit.
don't eat the This is the one that's special for the summer thing.
One that is special for the summer thing.
Look. Blueberry, melon. Oh, we actually have everything for this now. Okay, I'll go fill that out later as well.
I don't
Nice.
think there's gold in here.
But sorry, I interrupted just because I wanted that to, that's gonna make my forearm feel a lot happier once we have that sorted.
Yeah, we need to fix that. That's important. Very important.
You think I'm joking?
No, I'm saying for sure because it's a thing.
No.
I got carpal tunnel syndrome because of that.
Oh yeah, Colonel, I want you to recommend a trackpad or stylus-y thing for me.
A trackpad. I don't have
You
experience.
use like a stylus-y thing, right?
I do. I use the cheapest Wacom tablet that exists.
I would love a link.
Yes, I will give you.
Thank you.
Mine is very old, but for about $50 you should be able to get one. I also have been thinking about getting a somehow I don't know how, if it's even possible. What I really want is a 1080p tablet that doesn't have computing power in it, that allows me to duplicate the screen that I have selected on my 3-screen setup, and use it as a touch screen for browsing the internet.
That is a very interesting idea. There are laptops, I mean, it'd be more expensive, but there are laptops where you could just probably mirror it onto it and then ignore the fact there is actually processing power behind it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's precisely the case. I think I might do it myself and make it a get a panel and get everything together. The thing is, I need a Chromecast or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not familiar with that. And also, it's super expensive. All the things.
Yeah.
And I'm not rich.
All of the things.
All of it. Yes.
All of the things are expensive all of the time.
Oh, I ended up never making my point about the having more money to buy better televisions. I never made the point. The point was that it's easy. Yeah.
I've got loads of money now because the pound is like in the toilet. So like,
Yeah, me and Addaway have been making bank lately.
Nice. The thing is, it's easy to understand that and also your question about millionaires, I sort of dropped it, but it's easy to understand that billionaires. You said billionaires, not millionaires, right? Yeah. Because a millionaire, like they're pretty common.
I feel like billionaires are like if you have loads of billionaires, that's like a bad economy. Like you've done a bad job. Of,
yeah,
like,
I'm on the.
economy.
Loads
of billionaires.
There's a saying that goes, and I agree with it wholeheartedly, which is nobody has earned $1 billion.
I have yet to see data which demonstrates that billionaires increase the number of people in poverty, and so I don't care.
Oh, you can't because it's correlation versus causation. That's like
There isn't even a correlation.
that probably is. I bet there
I just
is.
feel like,
There
I just
isn't,
feel like,
though.
like one
bet there
person
is.
having $1 billion is like that's just a suboptimal way to manage it. Like you should just have less and then
Why?
let money around the economy. Because
I think
money-
most
money
billionaires
moving
sit
through
at the
the
head
economy.
of massive economically productive companies. which
Really?
employ tens of thousands of people.
Do you think Amazon is economically productive?
Yes, hugely.
Really?
Economically productive? Yes.
I don't. I
Yeah, but
totally
I-
disagree.
I don't.
Caused an
I don't.
explosion in its sector.
Yeah, but
massive
it ruined a lot more than it created. It
I do
concentrated
not discount.
it
Oh, yeah,
concentrated
talk about that.
money basically.
Concentrated
I
money
don't-
by providing, it made life worse for people running small services, and it made life better for everyone else. who
It
wanted
also
to buy.
made life worse for everybody that is employed by it. That's
It
also
didn't, because they don't have to be employed by it, and I reject the idea that.
That's not the reason why it didn't. It did, even though they don't have to be employed by it.
Well, that's their fault.
Well, it's not their fault, especially
If they
if
choose to be employed by a company that treats them poorly,
especially
then
if they
they're
got
contributing to it being a bad company that treats them poorly.
especially when you look at the details of each story. Like they get driven out of the market. They like. I mean, I can't argue enough.
But the good way, I feel like the way in which.
By the way, sorry,
treats it.
I still haven't made the point, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay, so my point is this: it's very easy to understand that the person that is rich can buy a better television or a better car, and that's, I think, easy to expect people to say, "Oh, that's fair." But the problem is the way the system works currently is that people with more money, and not necessarily just I have 10,000, you have 100,000. I'm saying millionaires and billionaires in particular, they have more power to decide what is made, to decide what the politics of things, to influence the market, just because they have more buying power, and that's the thing too. But they also, I think I've just gotten gold, by the way, to the level. But they also they have more, through the means of advertising, they have more cultural influence because they have money. And it's all connected. why is it? Does it need? It doesn't need to be connected. It's just connected because that's how the system is, and specifically, it's connected because the system was made by the people who have money. Do you
The
think?
system, well, so why rich people have? Let's go with one. Like, why do they have more influence over how the economic system works? It's,
Because they
I mean,
buy
that's-
more things, or they can buy more
yes,
things.
they control more of
money.
it.
Yeah.
But that's not. That's basically just not true, though. The people who buy most things are the
died.
average people.
I'm so sorry.
You died.
I didn't. I was.
Is that the first time that's happened?
That is not. I mean, in this playthrough.
I think in this playthrough that is the first time. Yeah.
I think I didn't.
Oh crap! I forgot to take.
I
the
didn't
thing
have to
over.
pay anything though. Linus showed up.
Still there,
Santos just described these streams as
bickering.
I lost my weapon.
bickering.
Oh,
I lost
sorry.
my weapon.
Oh, cool. Floor 70. Nice.
That's
I'm gonna
bad.
buy a
You
new
can have my
weapon.
Steel short sword, small sword.
You received a mark.
I don't. I am gonna definitely need a new weapon to buy to get. Oh, we can't.
Get gold.
You need to buy a weapon for me. Yeah, I'm gonna need a weapon to fight those guys down there. But we have access to the gold level.
Good, nice work.
So sorry, I cut you off on the question. I'm sorry.
So, millionaires have more, or theoretically, if the system is all working perfectly, which obviously it rarely does, millionaires have more influence over the economic system because essentially they have provided more value.
They have more value at their disposal, or they have more money.
No, because they have provided more value.
Well, but you're thinking of it retroactively. That's not the issue. Is not who gets to earn the money, although that is an issue. The issue is who gets to do what with the money, which also affects who gets.
Everyone who has the money gets to do more or less what they like with it.
Yeah, but if it's one thing to just get a better car, that's still.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still an issue that you can discuss for sure. But that's
And it's an impact on, and that is how they control the economy.
well, that is one way they control the economy. In effective terms, they control the economy with things like everybody thinking climate change isn't real, and it's not everybody, obviously, but that's also an issue. And
you think that's
part of it. That's
not
absolutely part of it.
billionaires.
It's not. You don't think it's because people with money have more power to influence? Like who why would somebody that stands to lose everything because of climate change think climate change?
There aren't very many of those in terms of those that are currently influencing the climate change debate. People that are currently influencing the climate change debate are basically those who are saying,
They don't.
well, we care more about our
No.
nations
Yes. Yeah. No.
than
I'm
we should
saying.
lie to our public.
Yes. I'm saying the public on the
They're
public
not
side.
billionaires or millionaires.
No. I'm not. I understand that. That's what I'm saying. The people who are, the poor person that doesn't control anything, and still stands to lose so much. Why would they think that climate change isn't real if it's not through things like Fox News?
Because they're being
or
lied to by
something.
politicians who are not billionaires or millionaires.
But are paid by millionaires and billionaires.
no, they have specific selfish interests.
In the
without
United
needing to be
States, they absolutely are paid by the billionaires.
Some of them are, yes. but
Some of
they're
them are.
not.
The ones that
Yeah.
are not are invariably the ones that are advocating against climate change.
That's complete nonsense.
Oh, that is so true.
There are plenty of people who are paid by millionaires who are advocating in favor of the idea of climate change being a myth, and there are plenty who are not paid by millionaires who are advocating in favor of the idea of climate change.
Tell me one American politician who's not paid by millionaires that is against things like the Green New Deal and things like that.
Okay.
But the Green New Deal is a bit of a smokescreen, though, isn't it? Because the Green New Deal includes a whole bunch of policies which have absolutely nothing to do with.
It's
saving
not
the
policy. The Green New Deal isn't policy. It's just a statement.
It's literally
As
full
far
of
as I know,
policies.
anyway.
Like, it's an economic blueprint for how they want to run the
Yeah.
United States.
Yeah, I think
But like
that's.
it includes a basic, which I don't see how that fights climate change.
I think, if you're telling me that it doesn't, for me, and this is very personal, I think in politics there's a thing that is, sometimes it's a lot better for a politician just to say, oh, I'm going to ban plastic straws, and I did something against climate change, yay, re-elect me. And that has nothing to do with the donors, and that's just the way attention works for re-election and all that sort of stuff. And
How does it fight it indirectly, Santos? Because like the issue I see with it is that like by including policies like basic income, for example, Like
Oh,
you
that-
essentially like
is that on the
essentially
Green New
means that,
Deal?
like no, as the last time I checked, which admittedly was been a long time ago.
I thought it
It
wasn't,
was,
but
but, like-
it probably is.
But essentially, like I think the problem is that there are plenty of people who support stuff to combat climate change, but then like including like left-wing economic policy, which doesn't have a great deal to do with it, in that package means that people can't support it, and it will fail because despite having, I just don't understand why like no one seems to talk about just tax carbon. It's not like rocket science. Just
Well,
literally just de-incentivize people using carbon.
that I agree with you. I think that's the easiest solution, but it's not the only solution. I think like because things are, look at coal for
Yeah, but,
example.
I don't see. I don't see how. Basically, I mean, Santos says the logic behind it versus targeting you have invest personally into climate and environmental savings. Well, I mean, yeah, but people won't do that, will they? If people get a bit of money in their pocket, they're not going to start investing it into climate saving stuff. They're going to go to the pictures and buy a car.
Buy a car? Where do you live? Nobody has money to buy a car.
What's the name of the American
I'm-
right-wing political party? I always get them mixed up. It's the Republican.
Republican. I require a car.
I do as well. I have a car.
This country is diabolical.
I've been looking. Do you know the e-Golf? The Volkswagen e-Golf.
No.
It's Volkswagen Golf that is all that is. Are we selling the melon and jelly, by the way?
Already sold it.
Yeah, but I would definitely argue, Santos, that the money the government spends on the basic income is going to be far better put to fighting climate change by stuff that the government can do.
I
Like,
think
namely, you know, putting massive investment into renewable energy, or the government with billions can do way more than people will if they have a bit of money, have a bit of extra money in there.
I don't think it's a zero.
I've no doubt that they believe it helps poverty, and that's a noble thing to fight. But like, it's a separate issue. It's not going to.
I don't think it's a zero-sum game.
It's not going to help
though.
us fight climate change.
I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I mean, it is literally because it's money that they're spending.
I think the idea behind it, support it, is that they want to present a package to the electorate which says, hey, we can fix climate change and also make your life like way better at the same time, because they want people to like buy into like fighting climate change without making any sacrifices.
I think it's also.
I think that's why they include measures like that, because they're
I think-
trying to build support for this broader platform.
You might be right, but it's also in specific regards to the universal basic income. Not only are there a lot of discussions to be had in regards to economical implications of that and where the money goes and all this sort of stuff, because it's sort of well, anyway, there's discussions to be had, but I don't know for a fact that the main front runners for the Democratic election or primary, what it's called? I think it's
primary.
Yeah. I don't think that they actually support universal basic income or want it as a priority.
I don't follow that. I don't follow it that closely. I'm not. It's amazing how like you have like 20 candidates, and I like none of them. Except, I know that's true. Probably my favorite would be Elizabeth Warren, I think. But only because she seems like the person who actually like understands detail and like has like coherent policies and not just like sound bites.
Yeah, that's my impression as well. Although anyway.
And I love how the Americans they're like the most radical like healthcare policy is Medicare for all.
That's
It's like
yeah.
Which is like still insurance.
No, Medicare for all is not insurance.
Oh,
Or is it?
Isn't it? It's government mandated.
It is. That's true. No, it's government provided insurance. I
Like
think.
no one seems to have
Your
like
answer-
like guys, just like do a healthcare system.
Just-
like literally everyone else does.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Your answer
Yeah.
is, took me a while, John Kazarick, 2016 Republican presidential
Casey.
hopeful,
John Casey.
who made a point of raising all of his funding from individual non-massive donations.
There we go. See? That's why public financing of elections is so important.
He's heavily right-wing and thinks climate change is a myth.
Kasich isn't heavily right wing. He was the governor of Ohio.
In the United States, he's probably right wing as hell.
He's a Republican he's a
He was a
moderate.
Fox-wing
Moderate
commentator
Republican, that's
for 7
actually-
years.
Oh, that's
My impression from 2016 was that he was a moderate.
Well, if he was left of Trump, that doesn't mean he's.
Perhaps that speaks to the shit of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
I'm only going by Wikipedia, so it could be wrong, but
No, but that's an example.
I feel like 7 years of.
Then again, like
Fox
people were
News is gonna be-
casting like John McCain as.
Although in 2000s, I guess it was really 2008. Maybe Fox News. I mean, Fox News has got a lot worse.
Yeah. Especially because if you think
there
about
was,
it.
there was that Fox News pundit who was like saying that like white supremacy just like isn't a problem.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson.
Basically.
That is so
Yeah.
disgusting. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just like not a problem around it. Like nothing to see here. Like, all right, mate, yeah,
Trump's
okay. Yeah,
condemnation of it was surprisingly forthright, even if it wasn't all the way.
he played video games, didn't he?
Well, he did that, but he also specifically condemned white nationalism and
Did he?
racism specifically. Yeah, it was quite. It was. I mean, it's funny. In like the space of 3 weeks, he put out the first tweet, which I would say is unambiguously, definitely racist, and then condemned, for the first time, openly condemned white nationalism.
But like we know it doesn't mean it.
Well,
No, but it's just interesting what he chooses to put out.
well, the thing is,
I'm not sure he can into it either way.
I mean, he clearly doesn't think, for example.
But did you not see that he retweeted a tweet?
Oh,
of a guy-
retweets aren't endorsements, mate. Everyone has that in their bio.
I don't.
He retweeted a guy who was literally saying that Bill Clinton had Epstein killed.
Yes.
The
Yes, I saw
president
that.
of the United
Oh, I
States.
heard about that. My god.
That's like, it's
Yeah, I saw
such
that.
insanity.
I love it when racist people say racism is bad.
Well, the thing is, when racist people, like for example, Grand Dukes of the KKK, say they're not racist, that's also a thing. The thing is, I was actually talking about it.
I can't work out which country's in a worse state, Britain or America. I go back and forth. on that.
America. I mean, we're like getting worse
think-
faster,
I-
but America
I-
is definitely in a worse state.
I mean,
Well, America has more profits.
in terms of
Gotcha.
like, in terms of
I'm
like
kidding.
gun violence, and definitely
kidding.
America. But
Oh,
in
yeah,
terms of the politics, we're in a worse state because our crisis is existential. America,
crisis-
if they get rid of Trump, they'll be back to normal in a few years. But
Oh, they will. You think that?
Like their whole.
Because the
whole
tariffs
system
alone will
is
break
more
their economy for
broken.
a long time.
oh, I don't know about economics, but like, whereas Britain, like, our politics is never, ever going back to how it was before. Ever.
And we probably are going to cease to exist as a nation within the next 5 years. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. And like, Remain Leave will be
Well,
the.
can you
split of the next.
Scotland is going to declare independence from the United Kingdom, almost certainly.
Oh, really? Are you're in that situation already?
Yeah, almost certainly. We were very close before Brexit, and one of the main arguments made was Scotland, you can't leave because you won't be able to get back into Europe.
Oh, that's.
And then we were like, oh, actually, pulled a little sneaky one on you.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Maybe we should move to Edinburgh.
No, but I
Nah,
agree.
it's too cold.
I agree with you that
Better
if,
than Sweden.
I'm not moving to Sweden either. I'll just stay in London. I want London to leave next.
I don't mind it.
can
being
London be
cold.
part of the
I
EU
hate it
and the
being-
rest of the country not?
It's one thing I can't stand.
Something
Not
like
without-
Singapore?
Border between London and the rest of the country. I
Sorry?
want London to leave. There you go. Screw you lot.
London won't leave.
We're out. I
There's
want to
no-
get there we go. I want to get a majority non-white British London to declare independence as like a I don't know non-white ethno-state. There you go. That's the.
Isn't that just an apartheid?
true chaotic evil option?
I'm gonna water the cat.
That's a good thing to do. Good man.
I'm out of energy.
Time to.
So the preserve jars you use for low value crops. So in this top one here, we're going to keep low value crops and they're the ones you chuck in. And you don't put in ones that have a quality value. So things
Oh,
like
yeah.
corn and radishes go in this chest here.
Everything with quality is sold.
Well volunteered. Chile.
Except for things that aren't required for the bundles. Things with quality just get sold.
Yeah.
Oh, but I tell you what, Cristo, are you looking forward to September? Because like it's going to be a wild ride politically in September.
I'm probably going to be changing job in September. So it's gonna be,
I half can't wait, and I'm half terrified.
What? No, wait. What's September?
we're going to have like that's when
Well,
our
Parliament
leaving EU date
comes
is.
back. No, we leave in October, but
Sorry.
Parliament comes back from recess at the start of September, and then basically like all hell will break loose in the Commons for the next like 6 weeks. There's like
Oh
gonna be-
god! I mean, I probably can't talk about this, but
Go,
you see
don't.
the leader of the Lib Dem, not leader, the leader of the Green Party thing.
Oh yeah, she wanted an all-female emergency cabinet. There's a really good like galaxy brain meme to be made of like the gradual escalation in like from like let's do a no confidence vote. Oh, let's have a national unity government, emergency cabinet chaired by only women. Like that's a really good galaxy brain meme to be made there.
Yeah.
Someone needs to look it up.
Because women reach consensus more easily, she says.
That is what she said.
I'm not even gonna make any comment because it's just, well, I don't know. Maybe basing our government on bigotry is not a good idea.
My favorite bit was when she was like, Carol Lucas was like, oh, here's the 10 women I would invite, and then someone was like, yeah, where are like all the black people? Like they're all white. Like, oh no.
It's like the you saw that Ghostbusters thing with girl power, and like there was about 60 people on the crew, and they were all women, and there was one black person. It's like, not quite sure that's how that's gonna go down.
You guys ask why the wilted plants are not. You don't water the wilted plants. Of course they're gonna be wilted.
Well, they're wilted already. We didn't water them once they were wilted.
No, they're good plants. They just need to water them.
What, when they're wilted?
Yeah, they're not wilted. That's just how they look. You're terrible.
You're having me on.
No, I'm not. It's true. I'm
You're
going there to water them. You don't water them ever. Come on, they're like
bedtime.
they're good. No, it's
back.
not. Oh, it's also the last episode.
Give me the copper pickaxe.
It's not episode either,
Yeah.
but it's
I
the
can't-
last one.
I can't wait for the political upheaval.
It's gonna be
It's
pretty
gonna-
hilarious.
There's going to be an election, and then we're going to be like in a whole world of shit for like 6 weeks.
Meanwhile,
It's going to be like the worst election campaign you've ever experienced.
It's gonna be glorious.
are you talking the US or the UK?
UK.
I'm convinced that the election will fall when I'm at PDXCon. I'm convinced.
I'll be in Greece. Or off the coast of Greece, anyway.
I think today was a very productive day. Are we saving the
Good
money?
Take all the corn out of my thing.
What?
When I just specifically said what it was for.
I didn't. Corn is good. Yeah, that's a good call.
Addaway, did you take all the low-value crops out of my thing?
No,
What?
I literally did not do that. I've been in the mine.
That is... Was it me?
I did maybe.
Probably.
Nora says, sometimes I look terrible, doesn't mean I am dead. Don't give up on sad-looking plants. That's a 10 out of 10 comment.
Yeah. You've got to water them regularly. Or in Nora's case, give her a cup of tea.
Cup of tea will.
Oh yeah,
rejuvenate.
Addaway, when you come for this game night, I'm going to convert you to good tea.
I don't drink tea of any
All right,
kind.
I'm going to convert Nora to good tea. Nora, what kind of tea do you drink?
I'm sure. Like,
Are we going to
Sainsbury's
bed, by the way?
value Tea bag, probably.
Yeah, so there is a world of difference that you
I-
need to embrace.
I have noticed that we've
Bedtime.
been getting more and more political as the days have gone on. At the end of the second year,
it'll be dark, comrade.
at the end of the second year, we're
full
gonna
on.
be we're gonna be chiefs of state here or something.
Good tea in non-bleached tea bags is actually astonishingly good. Like the difference is like night and day.
It's all about the bag then.
I just
It's
really
a lot
want to,
about
like,
the bag. But
I really
loose
want
leaf
to-
tea in like a mesh tea bag.
That's my preference.
So good.
That's how I.
I just really
drink
want to
my tea.
experience the inevitable election the same way I did the European ones, where I was like at a party, like really drunk.
That is gonna be that for today, though,
Like,
isn't it?
crowded room of people. It was.
I liked it. I was on my Discord while watching TV, getting the notifications on TV slightly before everyone on Discord because they were looking online. So I was like the bringer of news. We were going,
yeah.
we were tallying up EMPs pro and anti-Brexit. It ended up with like a 2 lead for Remain.
Oh.
If you
so-
counted Labour as Remain and Conservatives as Exit. That's when I gained respect for my MP, Emily Thornberry.
I just can't wait to have an election. I want the election to take place. I want Labour to win, but Jeremy Corbyn to lose his seat. It'd be hilarious.
Nah, that would be 10 out of 10.
Wouldn't that make things even more complicated?
Yes, it'd be peak banter era. It'd be like a
Addaway-
culmination of many years of hard work of having like just peak banter in the UK all the time. In a long road.
So that's gonna be that for today.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a great pleasure. I hope you didn't mind our podcasting too much. I don't think we said anything too heinously offensive today.
Well, it depends on your perspective, I suppose.
So yeah, I mean, if you're a communist, we probably offended you quite a lot.
If people watch this on YouTube, like Colonels that subscribe, to be like so weirded out by like what's going on.
Yeah, why is
Oh,
Cristo
yeah.
talking about the Holmodor so much?
Did you
Colonel
talk about
playing like Stardew Valley? Oh great! And like now we're talking about like parliamentary system and like
Yeah.
intense philosophical disagreements.
Not intense. Also not necessarily wholly disagreements. Also, there's
Anyway,
blueberries
so,
over here, which I
prescriptive
pronounce.
language must be conditional in order to be meaningless. Thank you and good night.
Hi.